Welcome everyone to the JungleCast Podcast. I'm your host Dre, alongside with Mel and Lex. Ken will join us momentarily. And in today's episode, we are excited to welcome a talented variety streamer and video creator with a passion for video games, gaming news, pop culture, tech, and much more. Beyond streaming, he has built a community in a big way, including founding the Black Sky Gamers feed on BlueSky, which was ranked as the fourth most popular black feed on the platform. So let's welcome ConflictedAirr to the podcast. What's going on with you? What's going on, man? Welcome in,
Glad
welcome in.
to be here. Glad to be here. And thank you so much for the intro. You did better than what I would do for myself. I'm not gonna lie. I blank out and be like, I'm just some bald brown guy. Like
Hey,
that's just me. I
we're the
blank out a
same out
lot
here.
with the intros.
Listen, look, man.
I
Brown,
blank out
black
so
guy.
much.
I am too, man. I blank out too. Listen, look, I don't blame you, bro. I have my moments too on my podcast. I'll be blanking out when I do an introduction. So I try my best to practice before I come on here. But I tend to fuck up most of the times. Sometimes I should say.
Dude, I,
It's
dude,
normal
I'll be
regimen. It's
like,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
dude, I'll be rehearsing like in my head for like weeks. Like I like the intro you did. I was like rehearsing that in my head for like weeks. And then as soon as you started saying something, I was like, fuck, I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
It happens to all of us, man. It happens to all of us, especially on camera, we on live here. Yeah, it just get out to get our mind just what we about to say just goes out. You know.
Yeah.
All right, so how did you first started getting into streaming and content creation?
Okay, y'all start off with good questions already. So this is gonna be hilarious. It might be wholesome too. It might even be wholesome, but mostly it's hilarious. So I've always had this passion for gaming and like streaming and stuff. Seeing people like Vanos Crew, Burley Easy, Dashy growing up, I was like, bro, I really want to do this. Like I really want to do this. So I actually had my first ever upload. Anybody that remembers the Share Factory on PlayStation 4, whenever it was a thing,
Yeah.
my first ever upload and video ever done was in Share Factory on the PS4. I did my edits on the PS4 in Share Factory. It was like for H1Z1, whenever it was a really big game and a really popping game. It was like my first ever YouTube video too. But
H1Z1.
I, yeah,
I'm
I
trying.
remember that
H1Z1. It
game.
was H1Z1 was a battle royale game. It was like one of the not one of the
Mhm.
first battle royales, but it was one of the first mainstream battle royales. It was a mod from the Daisy
Hmm.
devs, well, not them, but it was a mod of Daisy that became its own thing.
Okay. 'Cause
The game was really popping too.
I forgot about H1Z1. It was like a zombie type of game or no? Or was
It
it?
was a zombie game. It
It
was a
was.
zombie game, but the battle royale mode, the King of the Hill mode, was just its own separate
Mhm.
game.
Oh, okay. I heard about it, I just never played it. 'Cause I know it was on the PS4.
Man,
That's why I had my mom was like, wait, hold up. I remember that game
that
now. It
game
was
was
on the
so
PS4.
good. Game was so good. I had so many memories from that game. But I did that, and then I don't. It always just stuck with me because I always wanted to. I would see the amount of support, passion, and stuff from communities people would foster and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I want that. I want that for myself because I grew up pretty lonely, had a pretty rough life too. So
Mm.
seeing people interact with one another and stuff like that kind of gave me hope and kind of gave me light because I growing up as rough as I did and stuff like that. I didn't think people were even genuinely kind. Like to be honest,
Okay.
but seeing people be so kind and then there's just so much love and stuff around them, it's like I want that because I was searching, for that kindness and that love and stuff like that.
I definitely feel you on that. Because some people are not as nice. But there's some people that are not there are genuine people out there in the world. You just gotta find them. But just some people are just
I agree.
assholes, man. It's like, okay. Just okay. So, what inspired you to focus on variety on, making variety content rather than just focus on like on a single niche?
So I would say now I'm more of having a niche, but I still do mostly variety. Even though statistically and numbers wise, it is the toughest thing, especially for like say a streamer compared to a long form creator to build an audience off of variety because somebody could be coming to you just for one thing and then you
Mm.
stop doing said one thing to focus on something else that just happens to catch your attention or you really really mess with it at this time and then they end up stop coming, right? But what makes me continue to do variety is the fact that again, it's you're not really holding yourself to one thing. Even though now I'm more of in the niche of MMOs and all that stuff like that, because they just like a cheat code whenever it comes to interactivity within chat and all that.
Mm-hmm.
At least in my opinion, at least in my opinion. But variety initially started my growth because going from one thing to another, and then you have a little bit of a footstep in one community, and then you go into another community of a game or any other topic and stuff like that, and then whenever they gel together, and then they make that overall big community, because then you can discuss this one thing, but then this other community will still mess with and gel with the other thing that you have going on, if it makes sense.
It does make sense. And speaking about, like you said, your favorite type of genre is MMO, right?
Yes, I'm not gonna lie, that's my genre, man.
See, I'd rather when people say they're a variety streamer, it's like, okay, what games do you play other than like Apex or Fortnite or like more rivals? Like, if you play
Hmm.
just straight MMO games, that's fine. I still
Hmm.
consider it as a variety. I still consider it as a variety streamer, just though you mostly slowly focus on MMO games. Like, the
Hmm.
people out here that just play Apex all the time. Like, for me as a viewer, I'm like, okay, cool. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But I don't want to see you play Apex all the damn time. Like, at some point, for me personally, it gets fucking boring. It really does. Like,
You
You
it's
do,
can't
you
call
do.
yourself.
No, go ahead, Lex. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say you can't call yourself a variety streamer or gamer if you're literally just glued to one game. Now,
mhm.
if you like to play specific genre, like if you like cozy games and you're playing like 5 different cozy games, that's still a variety. It's just within one genre.
Yeah, exactly. I take that over it as like, you just play Apex all the time. Like, it's
Yep.
cool, but as a viewer, I get bored at it at times too. Cause like this,
I totally agree. I
like this.
do.
Mm-hmm.
The the thing people tend to forget whenever they start to do content creation, whether it be a streamer, a short form creator, long form creator, it's something like YouTube or anything like that, is that they forget that they forget to put themselves in the consumer shoes, if it makes sense, right? It's cool. Like, I'll give you for instance, right? You're a Beyonce fan, but just imagine if Beyonce just only did music. She didn't also do fashion or post bits of her daily life and stuff like that. You start to think that the person is one dimensional, and then you end
Mm-hmm.
up you lose that a bit of a, I guess you could say, connection with that person, with it being one dimensional, and it can happen. It could seem like that. That's why I've gone whenever I was streaming at one point and I started noticing like my growth started to be more stagnant than usual. I actually had to like do like a little bit of self-reflection. And this was still while I was in the military, right? Did a little bit of self-reflection. I was like, what are some things that I can incorporate within my streams or just within any other content that I do in general to kind of spice it up? So whenever I started doing reaction streams on top of it, you have people that I'll throw people out there. Like you'll have multiple people that whenever it comes to if they just do play Apex or if they just do play Fortnite or something like that, they just don't do just the main game modes. They'll do custom games, which then that spices things up because then you have even more things going on. With Fortnite being having those open lobby type things and kind of went in the way of Roblox in the sense of users can create their own games and lobbies and things like that. That adds more varieties. There's races and stuff in it and stuff like that. Doing things like that, that still does spice it up, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
even though I'm just playing Fortnite, but wait, I'm playing the racing mode in Fortnite, or I'm playing these custom games in Fortnite and stuff like that, like these custom modes and all that. It spices it up.
It does.
You have to remember that before you were a creator, you were a consumer, and you got to think about what did I want to see as a consumer of content.
Mm-hmm. And plus,
That
like,
part.
and plus, like, if you plan to play one game because this person played this game, that game is like it better be you gotta give them like a reason why they should come to your channel as you being like a Fortnite or a Apex streamer because like it's hundreds of them that plays that game all the time. It's like what you gotta make it stand out, and I think most people don't
Right.
get that.
Right.
I think
Right.
people are
I,
just scared to say that they like. I feel like even if you do play like different game modes within a game, it's nothing wrong with being like, yeah, I'm an Apex streamer. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
mhm.
it's a problem. I think that being a variety streamer or like advertising that you're a variety streamer is like not like almost to the point of being like a buzzword because like I know people who say they're variety streamers and literally all they play is Dead by Daylight. It's like, bro, it's actually more popular on switched to be a Dead by Daylight streamer than it is to be a variety streamer. So what's the problem with being like, oh, I'm a Dead by Daylight streamer? Sometimes I play other games. That's cool. It's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But like,
Mhm.
if I get rated into your channel and you're introducing yourself and you tell me you're a variety streamer and then all I see you play is Dead by Daylight,
You're
I'm
lying.
probably gonna unfollow you.
Like, why you
Right,
lie?
because that's not. Yeah, it's not initially what you came for, right? Like that's not
Mhm.
initially
Yeah.
what you came for or anything like that. Which I mean, I don't. That's actually a really good point that you say that because I never thought of it like being a buzzword. Because whenever I think about it, I consume a lot of content on the daily, not just within BlueSky, but all the apps that I'm on, right? And whenever I look at other intros of other smaller creators and all that, they do tend to throw variety around a lot, like
Yeah.
a lot. Like
Mhm.
it's really crazy.
I stopped saying it.
I-
I started saying I'm a do it all streamer because like I don't even only game. Like
Yeah.
gaming is not the
Mhm.
only thing that I do. So I feel like I was almost boxing myself with people who just say it just to say it by saying I was a variety streamer. So I actually just stopped saying it completely.
Nah, I definitely
Yeah,
agree
no,
with
that's
you, Mel.
actually no, yeah, that actually because whenever you put it like that, it makes me think because this is like the constructive, like the constructiveness of me going like working right now, right? It makes me think the whole point of saying variety streamer being a term was so that you wouldn't be in a box, but then people use it so much that it puts people in a box. Like that made me think of it. Like
And,
it does now.
and I
What I
hate.
like to say is I'm a variety content creator because, I sometimes periodically I'll do co-working streams. Periodically I'll do reaction videos and stuff. So it's like I don't just game. Like I will say, I'm a retro game girly at heart, but occasionally I will do this. So
Mhm.
I kind of got out of that variety streamer thing once I was able to expand to other stuff. So I just say I'm a variety content creator rather than just a streamer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll just say I'm a variety streamer because I do play all types of games on my channel. Y'all already know I play all types of games on my channel. Like when it comes to action,
Right.
adventure, RPG, sports, and whatever game
But
I
that's you
like.
giving that
Go ahead.
that's you giving an accurate description of your
Yeah.
channel though. Like it's
Mhm.
not gonna mislead anybody. They come
Mhm.
back, they will see you playing different types of games. So they're gonna be like, oh yeah, he is a variety streamer. It's
Mhm.
like I just that initial introduction when people say that, I'd be like, all right, if you say so.
Mhm. And I let people know
It's
I'm
like if I
also
look
a
at them
content creator.
games, if I look at your about section and all I see is just chatting and Dead by Daylight, that's not telling me much of a variety if you ask
No.
me.
No,
I
Exactly.
for
was like,
real.
you know exactly what's going on with that. You know what's crazy? I know like 18 people with the same thing in there about. Oh my goodness.
With their about
Awkward Minds
section.
did have a good thing he said though. Do it all opens up a whole new spectrum and adds depth to the creator for other things outside of gaming. You
Yeah,
ain't
he
lying,
does.
cuz.
Because some people like to do music other than gaming or what's it,
Yeah.
gunplay building or what? That's how you call it,
Yeah,
right, Mel?
I mean like I'm building Gunpla, I do IRL streams,
Yeah.
co-working, gaming, like
Mm-hmm.
I streamed from a kayak the other day. Like
Gotta.
I saw that and I was very worried. I was about to cuss you out. Like I was like, hey, things could be a little dangerous, you know. Be careful, put that phone down. But I was worried, I ain't gonna lie, you had me worried there. I know you're
oh my
a
god,
pirate captain and everything, but you gotta be careful out there.
I had it under control. It was chill. I was in a very chill spot. Like that water, I could have stood up in that water to be honest.
Thank goodness you said that, because look, I was like, well, I don't want this to be on like C-SPAN or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have done that in like deeper water.
Okay. Awkward said like now in honesty, I have had a game in the chokehold and still managed to play other games. That's me right there. Like there'll be a game that I have that has me in the chokehold. Like right now, currently, I'm playing the 2018 version of God of War, and that shit has me in the chokehold right
Mhm.
now. And then after I beat that, I'm gonna try to play the sequel. So that way, by the end of August, I'll be trying to play the remake of not about to say Gears of War, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater the remake. I've been looking forward to play that game because I never played the original, so can't wait to play the remake.
Ooh. You never played the original of that?
No, I seen people play the original, but I personally never played the original.
Dog, you missed out on such peak of that genre. Oh my god. Hideo Kojima at his height.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness,
I want.
bro. You got me nerding out, bro. You got me
I,
nerding out.
I was trying to play Death Stranding 2. I could have bought it, but it's like I just don't understand the story at it. Like the story is so damn confusing. I'm like, yeah, I can't. I don't want to buy this game, not knowing the story at all. Not knowing the
You're
story
a
at all.
delivery. You're a delivery man that knows pizza kung fu.
Mm. Okay. That's part. Is that part of the game? Just like the overall thing,
That
or that's
is
just part of the game?
that is part. That is a part of Death Stranding too.
Oh,
But
okay,
Death
got you.
Stranding, you are Death Stranding. You are a delivery person, right?
Yeah,
But
I
it's
know
the fact
that.
that like a catastrophic thing happened and the world isn't connected, so
Mm-hmm.
your job is connecting the world.
Okay. So, I'm gonna ask you a question real quick. Conflicted.
That did not expand my understanding of the game at all. Actually, that made me more
I wouldn't want
confused.
to spoil it for. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But like, okay, so
No,
there's this.
I don't want you to
There's this.
spoil it either.
I,
Yeah, it's just like I don't know how to explain it without spoiling it. Like,
hmm So let me ask you a question real quick. Do you prefer single player games or multiplayer games when you stream?
I prefer single player games off stream. I prefer multiplayer games on stream because, like I said, in my space of playing MMOs and stuff like that, you never get a more funny, genuine like reaction or any not just MMOs but any multiplayer game. Whenever like a viewer can just come up and pull up on you and something crazy could happen, or y'all do like some of the hardest content in the game together and it's a complete random, and then they bring more of their friends because like, hey, this guy helped carry me through this and that, and that
Mm-hmm.
just naturally brings more people in. Me, most of the time, whenever I am streaming, I am playing something multiplayer related because it's basically like a cheat code, to be honest. That interactivity is just almost always there.
Okay, I'm the opposite. I prefer single player games because like I could go at my own pace. That's one. Two, I could
Hmm.
literally chat with my viewers when they come in and chat with me and stuff like that. And three, it's not like how can I and with three? It's like trying to figure out the words for it right now. Like I can't think of it right now, but I just prefer playing single player games though because it's just fun for me.
Hmm.
It's just very fun for me. And then knowing me, I stream on weekday mornings, so like it's hard for me to find people to play games with during the morning time because either people are at work or they're sleeping. So I said, you know
Hmm.
what? I'm just play single player games, and people want to come to my chat and to chat with me and stuff like that. I can read chat and play the game at the same time. With multiplayer game, when you play with other people, it's kind of hard because you mostly focus on the game, and then you got people talking in your ears and stuff like that. So it's hard to focus to try to follow chat and stuff like that.
With me
Me,
personally, oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
say me, I'm actually in the middle on that. I kind of like games that have both that single player aspect, but you can easily switch to multiplayer if you got somebody that's ready to play. Then it's like, okay, I could save it here, and then we could just go to party mode or whatever.
Mhm. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love playing multiplayer games too, but I just prefer playing single player games. Like I can play both on
Hmm.
stream. I just prefer doing single player games because
I
I tend.
actually
So,
don't love single. I mean, I don't love multiplayer games at all. I feel like I'm like anti multiplayer games, and I be like wanting to collab, so I'm trying to get out of that because I be wanting to play with people, but also I don't be inclined for real. I be like, actually, I think I will not play with you. I'm just gonna play by myself.
Is there a reason?
nothing's wrong.
Is there a
Nothing's
reason
wrong
because
with
of
that.
that, or?
I think I just, in general, am not used to it,
Hmm.
so it's not something that I like seek out to do.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. Especially if you're trying to get people to join in with you, you gotta wait for them to get themselves set up and this, that, and the third. It could piss
Yeah,
some
I've
people
done it
off.
before. Like I played some of those what are those games? What was some of those time-based reaction games? When you have stories, what are those games called? The Dark
Oh, the Telltale,
Anthologies. Yeah,
like the
I played
Telltale
some of
games
the
and stuff like that.
yeah, I played some Anthologies with like a friend before, but like that was like it, and that's like you still are playing separately, but
Yeah.
together. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if
Like
you
I
Yeah.
like those.
like, if you got a person that like one good person that plays a game with you, like I call that co-op. Like one good person play with you, that's fine. But like if you're trying to get multiple people to play like a game with you, that can be kind of difficult because you gotta fit through everybody's schedule. And again, gotta wait for people to set up their shit and this, that, and third, and it can frustrate some people.
Yeah,
At
exactly.
times, at times, I be getting frustrated. My dance are like, bro, what the fuck? And I understand, but it's like, bro, come on now. Like we have a set time. You should be doing this shit you should be doing this shit minutes before, you know?
Hmm.
And then,
So
people go ahead.
with me, whenever it comes to the whole multiplayer thing, 'cause no, I totally do get it because it took me a while to be like that also. But like, cause I'm not gonna lie, I was just like Melly in that aspect. But what kind of got me out of it was the fact that I always did like watching people play like World of Warcraft, King of MMOs, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I watch people play World of Warcraft, I was like thinking about why do people like watching people play World of Warcraft or any MMO or something like that. In that aspect, is because you get the zero to hero effect. You start off with literally gray gear, right? You start off with gray gear,
Mhm.
you're doing 5 damage. But then as you continue to play, level up, go through dungeons and stuff like that, that gray gear turns purple or orange or even red. And you go from doing 5 damage to 55k damage and so on
Mm-hmm.
and so forth. It's the same thing for like Destiny. Destiny is an MMO. It's an MMO light to be specific, but it's an MMO. You go from having the shortest light or the smallest amount of light and doing some of the smallest amount of damage. So all of a sudden you're at 2,000 something light and you're doing some of the best damage. You're doing raids. The raids end up you end up playing with other people, and then you end up having like chaos, but yet cohesion and stuff like that. Trying to get the best gear. People like seeing that type of stuff. Oh, you finally got the gear drop that you wanted, but all of a sudden it has like a terrible trash stat on it. Oh, guess I got to do the raid again. Oh, they all just wiped. It's like an entertainment factor. And when it comes to like actually focusing on the gameplay, I started growing a little bit more whenever I stopped caring as much about the gameplay, even though I do, but not as much as interacting with the actual chat, right? So I pay attention more to my chat than I actually do the actual games. If anybody's ever seen me stream, because it's the chat that gets you somewhere, not necessarily the game. People there
Yeah.
are billions of people that are good at a game, but
Mm-hmm.
there's not billions of people that can hold a chat. If it makes sense.
No, that does
Mhm.
make sense. Definitely makes sense. That's why I tend to talk to myself when I play my single player games to act like chat is there, but I know if my chat is there, I just talk to myself. And then somebody comes in and just chat with me. I'm like, all right, cool. What's up? What's going on?
Dude, that was one of the hardest things, if I could say. That was one
Mm-hmm.
of the hardest things whenever I had a CCV of 0.5 and half of that was myself. So that was one of the hardest things was trying to hold a conversation with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um hopefully everybody doesn't be like deterred by that constantly that are going through that right now. Don't be deterred by that. It just try your best. It will
That's
come.
such
I
a
promise you.
That's such an interesting thing because, like, for me, it's the opposite. Like, I talk to myself when I game so much that my friends pressured me to stream because of it. They're like, you are just in here talking. They're like, you're
Mm-hmm.
talking and running your mouth. So you might as well stream. At least you'll have somebody to talk to now because you
Mm-hmm.
just be talking so much when you play the game. So, like, for me, like, because I think it helps me remember things that I'm doing in the game. So I kind of tend to like
Mhm.
self narrate. Like I'm like, oh, okay, like I gotta do this, I gotta go here, and then like even like NPCs and stuff like that. Like I like talk shit to them, and
Same
so it's
here.
like it's such a like it makes it easier for me. So
I
even
know you
if
saw.
I didn't have anybody like watching me, I would still probably be doing like the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I am
I
my
know you saw
own
my face.
comedian and professional commentary because when I talk to myself all the time on and off stream, whether I'm doing a task, gaming, whatever. But when when I say you're your own audience person, you really are your own audience person. You even got to keep yourself entertained. So I'm going to get pissed off at a game during a intense moment, or when
Mm-hmm.
I get robbed, Mario Party, yeah, and then you're gonna hear
I've
me
seen
complain and talk
I've
shit.
seen those. I've seen those. I've seen the Lex Mario Party streams, and that had me a little bit worried about the game's safety because I think Lex said she was gonna like she said something crazy, and I was like, damn. Lex know that this is a computer, right? Like you can't dox a computer. Like I don't think you can. I don't think so.
Man, listen, look, I talk
I
shit
hack the
all the
game. It's
time.
okay.
Man, I talk
Oh,
shit all the time when it comes to single player games, especially with these NPCs, especially the ones that, especially like they like your helpers. They're like, yo, bro, what the fuck is you doing? I be mad as hell. I
During
be
my
having my
Halo days when I be playing by myself, little Marine buddies and stuff.
I have my crash out moments from time to time, man. You know, especially Souls like games, like them shits be having me crash out, like Liza
You
P.
find them difficult? You find them very difficult? Like I'm being
Yes,
honest, you find them
yes,
super difficult.
yes, I do. Wukong, Black Myth Wukong. That's another difficult game right there
Dre,
too.
Dre.
What?
Some of these aren't that difficult, Dre. I'm sorry to tell you.
Nah, I don't know. Maybe I just be rushing into things too much. Probably that's why. Especially we get to a
Nah,
point where
nah.
like you try, especially go to the boss battles, like you get to the point you almost beating them, and then they pull some shit on you. You so close. You so close getting there, and then them bosses be pulling some bullshit, make you want to throw your
I get
controller. But I
greedy in
remind
certain
myself,
games like that.
what happened?
I get greedy like that. In those moments, it's like you so close that you stop thinking a little bit about your strategy and you kind of just try to like clinch the win,
Mm-hmm.
and then it makes you die.
Yeah, I think that's where the crash happens.
Some of my also favorite games right there are Souls likes. The reason why is because they have a pattern and the skill range is like whenever you get it, it's amazing. Now, if you want to play a Souls like and actually have a good time, like I would say you start off with some of the easier ones, like Bloodborne and stuff like that. Those are really good times. But if you want to just absolutely punish yourself, I say the hardest Souls like game to ever come out, period, is Sekiro. That is still to this day the hardest one.
I never played that one before. I heard, I just never played it.
Dre, I'm telling you, you will throw your controller at your monitor.
See, I would, but I'm like, nah, I paid too much money for these damn controllers. I'm like, nah, controllers getting too expensive. And then with all these tariffs, pricing high sell with the controllers, oh nah, I'm good on that. I can't throw my controller.
I've
That's why I
never
talk
thrown a
fast.
controller. I've never thrown a controller. I've thrown a book. I've definitely like in the midst of reading a book, I've definitely chucked that bitch across the room before. But I've never thrown a controller.
What the book do? You said you was in the middle of reading it and you
Oh
threw it.
my
What the book
God. Yeah. Be stupid. Have a dumbass plot twist or a dumbass story. It's nothing
wait,
worse
I-
than
Wanted to
investing your
end.
time in a book. Like I read like 300-page books minimum. So it's nothing worse than being about 200 pages into a 300-page book and it's just trash. Like you're at a point in the story when the story is now garbage. Like it makes you so angry.
Well, damn.
Yeah,
you threw
wasting
the
my
book.
time.
What's going on, Cam?
That goes.
What's
What's up,
up?
Cam?
Oh, that's the man. That's
Yeah,
the man,
man.
Cam himself with the deep voice.
Hey, Conflicted, how you doing?
Brian, I really thought it was an act. Nah, nigga, your voice is deep as fuck.
Nah, it's for real.
I thought that shit was an act. I was like, whoa. Man,
No, it's
he has
for
to be like a
real.
character.
Yeah, no, sorry I'm late. Got back from vacation today, and then had to get a haircut. I got an interview on Monday. He got me on the last second, so.
Okay,
Got you.
So, ConflictedAirr, can you share the story behind your name?
This is gonna be
That's
so
what I've been waiting
hilarious.
for.
People, y'all are okay. So first of all, whenever people ask me how I got my name, I tend to ask them how they got theirs first because it builds the atmosphere of their names came from wholesomeness and stuff like that. So y'all really want to know how I got my name? Like y'all really want to know?
Yeah,
All right, y'all promise not to judge, right?
I promise.
No.
No, I won't say that. I won't say that.
Well,
I mean, I might
there you
have
go.
with some, but I still ain't
But
judging.
they know where my name comes from, so I
Mhm.
don't
Matter of fact,
have a
no,
lot of room to judge. I don't have a
Let's
lot of
build. Let's build the atmosphere for it then. How'd
Alright.
y'all come up with y'all names first?
All right, I guess I'll start first then. So, Dre Montana 52. The Dre part comes from my first name, Andre. The Montana part comes from listening to one of my favorite rappers back like in middle school, high school years, French Montana. I listen to him all the time.
Okay.
Listen to him all the time. And then in 52, I used to play football and I used the word number 52. And then also the linebacker, Ray Lewis, that's his number 52. So that's why I got the name Dre Montana 52. And it goes smoothly with it. That's how I came up with my
it
name.
does. Now I wasn't expecting French Montana. I was expecting like Montana 300. Like I was expecting like a gangster.
Nah.
Wait,
I didn't know who Montana 300 was at that point, at that time. All I know was French Montana.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 30.
Oh damn. Not damn in a bad way. Not damn in a bad way.
Okay,
I
Kevin
just-
Hart.
It's too late, man. It's
Just
too late.
That
I'm
Kevin
20.
Hart.
I'm 25. I'm 25. So
All right. Yeah, I know. I went bald in my mid 20s, so
don't
I
worry
am
about it, bro.
low.
I went bald. I went bald whenever I was in the military. So it all comes together.
I got you. But yeah, that's how I got
Cam,
my name.
how'd you get how'd you get your name? I feel like I know how you got your name, but I just want to hear it. Just go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, it's crazy. In in the beginning of 8th grade, high school freshman year, I wanted to be taller, but God just gave me this deep voice. So yeah, I've had this deep voice since I was about 14,
Okay.
and I was just gotten deeper and deeper. So that's how, and everyone just commented on me. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, your voice is so deep." I got it every day. I'm like, okay, just call me DeepVoiceKam.
Okay.
See, so simple and clean. I'm loving how these names are made. Go ahead, Lex. Your
Mine
turn.
is actually very simple. I came up with it within 5 minutes, ironically, but my name is basically letters and numbers from my PlayStation name. So my PSN name is lovelexi_99. I wanted my streaming or content creation name to be kind of chill. So I was like, I still want to keep Lex in it. 99, just, that was the year I was born. So I was just like, I'm gonna just keep that. So love, I just took out the LO, kept Lex in it, and then 99 and added G because I'm a gamer. So Lolex 99G.
I just gonna say
All right.
gangster.
All right.
I thought you were gonna say gangster, Lex. The G supposed to be
I
gangster.
mean, not everybody needs to know that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Nothing wrong, be a little gangster.
Go ahead, Mel.
All right, Melly.
Long story short, I'm just a pirate looking for some booty.
You know what? Aren't we all?
I said
Aren't
that a
we
lot
all?
when I was in middle
I was
school. I
just
got
about
it
to
from
say
my
that.
friend's older brother. And I ended up forcing people to join this imaginary pirate crew that didn't exist. And everybody was just on board with it. So I carried it over from 8th grade to high school. I got it on my senior jersey. It was also around that period where all the anime nerds were off that pirates versus ninjas thing,
Mhm.
that debate. So it just carried over from there.
Okay.
So Mel,
All
you're
right.
looking for booty. Is that your one piece?
Any booty though, any booty. I think it super applies to with gaming because I'm a loot person. I love finding chests and loot and having copious amounts of money in a game. I enjoy being ridiculously rich in games to the point where money is no option type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes along with my play style for games.
So have you played this game called Sea of Thieves though, Mel? Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I don't really like
love
the animation.
Yeah, I feel you on
It's
that.
not my bag. It just looks not pleasant to me.
Nah, I definitely.
But it seems like a good game.
It is a good game. It is a good
I
game.
had so much fun with some of my friends on Sea of Thieves. Just seeing somebody ship and just blowing it up, and there'd be actual players, and then you just watch it sink. And then
Mhm.
they somehow waited for you to blow their ship up. This is a real thing that happened. And then they waited for you to go near a port, and they somehow snuck on your ship stowaway, and then they took everything while you were away doing something. It happened. Oh my God. It was such amazing interaction. Stuff like that is a cheat code, like I'm saying. It so crazy.
Okay, so how you get
But
your
now it's
name?
my turn.
Mm-hmm.
So remember earlier I said people think I'm very intelligent, but I'm quite stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So at one point, my online handle was Grandmaster Major. Major is my last name, right? Major is my last name. So I was like, nah, I need to switch that up. I'm gonna do ConflictedAirr, but it was air like a king, like HEIR, like heir to a throne.
Mm-hmm.
As I was typing the name in, I spelled air wrong, and I spelled it like I breathe air, and I just never changed it.
Okay. So where does the conflicted
That's
part come from?
The conflicted part was the fact that I always was conflicted in anything that I was doing.
Oh, okay.
I feel that.
I just have to say something real
Like
quick.
in terms of like being indecisive, like
Oh, 100%. I'm probably one of the most. Now, not whenever I'm running BSG. I'm pretty decisive on that. But it's like everyday average stuff. Like, oh my God, I only have 10 miles until I'm on empty, but I'm not going nowhere tomorrow. Should I really put gas though? So like,
You know
that's the
what?
confliction.
I
I
do
get
that. I
it.
do that shit. I do that shit
Mhm.
too.
It be like that sometimes.
For real. It
That's
kill-
that's where the conflicted part, because I think like, that be, if it's not something important, if it's like my everyday average life stuff, I'll be putting so many scenarios in my head like I don't really need to do this, but I really should do this, and that's the confliction.
Mhm. I had that moment too when it comes to me buying games or like streaming accessories or just any type of accessories. Like, do I really need this? I have the money, but do I really need to buy this right now? It'd be like that sometimes, man.
There's,
Definitely be like that.
there's a long running joke within my own personal community. Before BSG and everything, they called me conflicted whale because I would spend copious amounts of money on games just to do it.
Mhm.
Very bad thing, by the way. Please don't be like
I
me.
guess
Um,
I do that all the time. I do that all the time. So
like I said, $10,000 on Genshin Impact, and it happened in one go. By the way, I'm just go ahead and just air that out. It
So
happened in one go,
wait.
just because I wanted to.
You spent 30
No, no,
grand.
no. Don't worry about that. No, 10 grand.
Oh,
Don't
10
worry about that. We're
grand.
not gonna go.
Okay.
We're not gonna go in depth about that. Curb already knows. Curb's in the chat
I
right
feel
now.
like
The
we
Ebony
should
Grove.
go in depth about that. I
Yeah, we
feel like
need to go.
No, 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 no.
we
We
need to
won't.
discuss this. I feel like
No,
this
no, no,
is
no, no.
something.
I'm a fixed human being now. I don't do that anymore. Now I just do like 1,000 or five. That's it. I'm fixed.
1,005. That's okay. All right. Okay. I'm not gonna ask no more. Not gonna ask no more. Not at all.
Listen,
Gonna ask.
listen. It was for the memes. Okay, I did it for the memes initially,
All right.
and then
Cool.
something else happened.
All right. Okay. So I mentioned before you create content across, gaming, tech, pop culture, et cetera, et cetera. So how do you decide what to cover?
Oh, that's like a simple answer to that. I decide what to cover
Mm-hmm.
without going like super in depth. If I really just want to cover it, like it was like, oh, this is interesting, I want to do that. But most of the time, I now do more. Anybody that's been in the BSG Discord and stuff like that, whenever we do like the Yap sessions and all that, or whenever I like teach certain things that I've learned, I'm very data driven, especially whenever it comes to stuff like that. So I definitely look at the SEO and the analytics whenever it comes to, is this worth covering? Do I necessarily like it? Like one of the things I'm working on now is the fact that Destiny Rising is coming out. It's like the mobile version of Destiny set in like an alternate universe. That's something I'm 100% covering because after doing my research and checking out the SEO and stuff for it, using things such as Google's numbers and the terms that come up whenever you look it up, it's definitely a hot topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a super hot topic. Most of the time, though, it's based off of my own bias of interest. There's very little things that I'll review or make a video about that I don't have an interest in because I feel like it's not genuine if I do such a thing.
Yeah. And do you use I know some people use like vidIQ when it comes to like analytic stuff for YouTube and stuff like that. Like you said before, SEO. Do you use that vidIQ?
So
Have you heard
there
about it?
are various. Yes, I use vidIQ is the most simplified one. And it's the one you can get away with the most when it comes to not actually paying for it. Not saying that you shouldn't. If you really want it, you should pay for its services. But I don't pirate or anything like that. But I just basically rearrange words in a certain way to get more terms. vidIQ is probably the most user-friendly version one, but there's stuff like there's vidIQ, there's Tag Spy, there's all kind of stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with doing anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I 100% am with it because it helps you in the long run. And I've gotten proficient enough to where I don't necessarily need vidIQ for whenever I do the SEO and anything like that. I use it more as a side tool if I really just can't think of anything whatsoever. But those things are very useful, and I encourage people to actually use those whenever it comes to making sure your videos are put in the right place for them to potentially strike fire. Just because you do the SEO and you do the terms, you do the hashtags and stuff like that, just because you do that, that doesn't guarantee that it will strike fire, you'll catch lightning in a bottle, right?
Mm-hmm.
What that does, and people get it confused, is what it does is it attempts to put your content in the best position for it to strike fire, for it to be that lightning in a bottle, if it makes sense.
Yeah. And what's your primary use of SEO if it's not vidIQ? What you use primarily?
Uh, Basically, whenever I'm not using vidIQ, I've used vidIQ to a point to where um I can understand what is it I need to put in the SEO category of a video. So like for instance, if I'm making a top 10 best MMO list, right? Or my personal top 10 best MMO list, automatically I already know 10 SEO tags to do automatically, and it's the name of each game that's in that top 10
Mm.
because they're mentioned in there. And then from there, you would most likely, if you're doing a top 10 of like a top 10 list of those games, you're going to have gameplay of those games playing in the background. So then now I automatically have 20 more tags because now I would do name of said game gameplay as an SEO tag. Now you just gave yourself 20 more tags.
Damn. That's a lot.
Mm.
That is a lot. Lord have mercy. Damn.
Yeah,
So,
it's really simple though whenever you think about it. Because like if I'm have 10 games, put those 10 games, that's 10 tags already.
mm-hmm.
If I'm doing gameplay, that's 10 more tags. So put the name of the game in the gameplay. Then if on top of that, if I happen to say, oh, just keep in mind that this is this and that, whatever. Um, you can put the consoles or whatever platforms are available on. Oh, all of a sudden now you have a plethora of even more tags. It's like a overarching thing. Like once you start to pay
Mhm.
attention, you start not needing it as much. So
Mm.
it's pretty yeah, it really is that easy to be honest.
All right. And anybody got a question for Conflicted?
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
As a content creator and admin for Black Sky Gamers, like what are things that you do consistently, like something that no matter what, when you're creating content or when you're doing a certain task, like what is something that you do almost to where it's like second nature, like this is the process, like what is your uh
Like my
no, like this
routine.
is something yeah, like something you don't skip out on, like this is something that I do, like even with your SEO, like your tags, like what are things that you make sure that you do no matter what?
Things that I make sure I do no matter what. Especially now, because I'm starting to notice that whether it's on Blue Sky, X, Instagram, wherever you want to post anything like that, whenever it comes to promotional posts or a post almost about anything, if anybody's seen how I post on Blue Sky, it's rare or it's more common that I have just post text. But if I'm trying to promote something or put something out there, having an accompanying graphic helps a lot because people see what it is that you're trying to talk about, right? And you're trying to promote and you're trying to put out there.
Mm-hmm.
So having a graphic accompany it, even if it's something simple, goes a long way, longer than you think, because you're doing something extra that if everybody's posting, for instance, if everybody's posting just text posts, you're doing something everybody's doing. But going that small extra mile and having some type of graphic accompany it, now all of a sudden you just made yourself a little bit more of an outlier. And people look at that post more often. One of the things with being a feed creator on Blue Sky and stuff like that is the fact that Blue Sky doesn't make the analytics available yet. I can't talk about a bunch of things because certain things I told me I can't say. But I can see each person that posts within like the Black Sky Gamers feed. I can see the impressions on each post. So if Melly posted something right now, I can see the impressions. A lot of y'all do fairly well whenever it comes to posting and stuff, and the impressions that y'all have is actually insane. But to get the engagement and interaction, you just need a little bit more of a, oh, they need to see something extra if it makes sense. So I would say
Mm-hmm.
I always make sure I have either some type of graphic if I'm doing a promotional post. Um, if I'm doing something that requires research, I 100%. I always make sure credit is given where it needs to be given. No joke, none of that. Credit also needs to be given for almost any post that involves something other than me doing something myself.
Okay. And to continue on with the whole Blue Sky social network, social media. So, what motivates you to launch the Black Sky Gamers feed on there?
So with that, it was November 12th, 2020. What year are we in? 2024. I forgot the year. It's crazy. Um, it was November 12th, 2024. I happened to hear about Blue Sky like a long time ago. Blue Sky has a long history. It
Mhm.
was at one point just an invite only platform. I heard about Blue Sky initially whenever Twitter was still Twitter. It was going to be X, but X or Twitter at the time had in new terms of service policy whenever it came to AI, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of VTubers and artists and stuff like that ended up leaving X slash
Mhm.
Twitter because of it, and they went to Blue Sky. Blue Sky was only invite only at the time, but I did always keep aware of it. So a couple months had passed by, and I finally did make a Blue Sky account in October of 2024, but I never really did anything with it. And then November came around, I was like, I want to just try and see what's there, what's happening, what's up. I started posting there. Of course, I ran into Rudy Frazier's Black Sky, which good guy by the way. I loved our conversation that we had. Um, and I ended up loving the engagement that was going on. But I never like I would see people post gaming related stuff in the Black Sky feed, and it wouldn't necessarily get interaction or commentation. It's not because it wasn't a good place to post it. It's not that at all. It's just that within certain feeds in Blue Sky, you do tend to have what people gravitate to what they want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And Black
Mhm.
Sky itself isn't necessarily gaming related or on it, like heavy on it, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to try to make like a place to where, it can still be associated with Black Sky and everything, but it could be the gamers, the content creators, the non-creators and stuff like that, do the play board games, do cosplay, all that and stuff. I wonder if I could try to make something like that. I didn't know how. But then came Yaptacularly, and she made Black Book Sky, which me and her are really good friends. Um, she has what the either the third or the second popular black feed on Blue Sky. Y'all definitely should check out Black Book Sky, especially you, Melly, since you read books. Definitely check it out. Um, she basically, I basically DM'd her and said, "Hey, you mind telling me like how you did what you did?" And I was expecting her to say no, because gatekeeping and stuff like that is real. She was like,
Mhm.
"Nah, this is what I did. I did this, um, and you could try to do it a different way if you want."
Mm-hmm.
She gave me the tool that was needed. Like she just sent me the link, and I was like, "Oh." And then I just ended up making Black Sky Gamers, and then it overnight, like I had 87 plus notifications, and I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta get on my fucking Zoom, twin, because this shit is crazy." That was a long story, but I'm sorry, but that's how it came to be. I wanted ultimately a place for us black folk to be able to express
Mm-hmm.
the anime, the gaming, the cosplays, the board games, the mobile games. I wanted us to have a place to experience that on a fairly newer platform that has the really great engagement.
And I know how I mentioned this before. The Black Sky Gamer became fourth ranked Black feed on that platform. How did that feel to find out that your Black Sky Gamer became fourth ranked in all of Black feeds on that platform? How did
It's
that?
still it's
How,
still a it's still a very surreal feeling because like legit, I made it off of a whim at 6 p.m. Like off of a whim, and I wasn't expecting it to be something like something so big. I thought it'd
mm-hmm.
be like, this be like kind of almost like a subreddit type of thing or something, right? No, it ended up being some a lot bigger than that. And at that moment, because at one point it didn't even show up in the feed list whenever you typed in black or anything. For it to just jump that high in a matter, not even in a matter of a full year, because it's crazy. It meant a lot, but it also made me open my eyes off the initial post and posters and stuff like that. It made me open my eyes and realize that what is here is special, and it
Mm-hmm.
will always continue to be special, even if I just so happen to not even exist in the space. It'll continue to be special, and I want to make sure every single day that I do work on it and I'm doing updates and stuff that it continues to be special and ultimately safe. Because ever since I will say day one of making it, um, the first full day, security and safety was a big concern for me.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. 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 And
When you talk about, I'm sorry,
go ahead.
were you about to say something?
Mel. Oh, go ahead, Mel.
When you talk about security and safety, like what are things that you view as I guess for lack of a better word, it's like threats or things that could jeopardize the safety of the space.
So things that could jeopardize the safety of the space, we've mostly tackled it. Being that Blue Sky is an open source platform, unlike most platforms.
Mhm.
So to speak on the open source part, if you use like OBS or anything like that, which is open broadcast software, that basically means anybody can do anything that they want in the sense of as long as it's not harmful. You can make whatever you want as long as you have the know-how. In this case, in Blue Sky, if you're a programmer, you can make anything that you want for Blue Sky, and Blue Sky can make it either a separate thing or they can make it a complete part of their whole packaging feature. Um, a lot of the things that I noticed whenever I made BSG was, of course, this is meant for us black folk and stuff, right?
Mhm.
It would be people who happen to not be black, even if they were cool people, right? It's not me being racist or anything, but we need our space. We have people using the tag who weren't black or who were trying to use it in a way to cause hate or spread hate.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
one of the things that I did was make sure that whenever it comes to the tag and the terms, you have to use the tag or you have to use a close enough term. Um, and then I moved the initial feed itself to a better feed hosting program to where I can manually or it can automatically remove certain posts, block certain individuals or any individual that it deems fit or I deem fit. Whenever it comes to that, I do that manually. I don't necessarily let the automation do that.
Yeah.
Um, it automatically based upon things that Blue Sky has called labels. Like one of the labels is misogynoir. So anybody being misogynistic against like black women and stuff like that, anti-blackness and all that, it automatically searches the feed for posts that are labeled within that from an individual, and it automatically takes them out. It'll either block the post to where that they nobody can see it, or it'll block the individual. But I do that myself, like I said. So things like that, people doing like misogynistic, misogynoir, sexual harassment, things of that nature, you really don't see those in BSG. Now, it's not a perfect system. You might see somebody slip through the cracks, but I'm almost there all the time monitoring myself because, again, even though we have automation, I don't necessarily trust it all the way because not every system is perfect, especially with me being in the tech field. So things like that, they just don't occur. And I make sure to try my best to make sure they don't occur, if that makes sense.
It,
Hopefully
it,
that answers your question.
it really did. It really did answer my question
It
though.
did.
And awkward, awkward said we need you at YouTube to place the AIs though. Conflicted, conflicted.
Yep.
Man, the YouTube thing is actually crazy. The thing is, YouTube can fix its issues, but it's not open source. Like I said, there's pros and cons to being an open source platform like Blue Sky.
Mhm.
There's pros and cons. So like OBS, for instance, right? OBS has plugins. One of the plugins I used last night was a 3D effect plugin. So my Twitch chat, which I programmed a chat mask to make my Twitch chat look like iOS text messages, so like an iPhone message. Um,
Okay.
I did a 3D effect to make my chat go like be sideways, so it
Yeah.
flies in, flies out sideways, right? Stuff like that is user created. If YouTube and stuff did an open source thing, like if they made themselves open source and approved things from other users, it could easily be fixed. But being open source, there's an issue whenever it comes to funding, right? So it's like understanding
Mhm.
both sides of the coin. There's an issue with funding being open source compared to being like private in the private sector, like YouTube and stuff is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Open source, it kind of gets hard. YouTube does advertisements and stuff like that. If you are an open source platform, you don't necessarily do advertisements and stuff like that because you can't get that advertisement money because you're open source.
Oh, okay.
That's why you don't see ads on. That's why you don't see ads on Blue Sky because they're open source. Now, are they
Yeah.
toying with that option? Yes, but they're doing it in a way to where, from what I understand and from what I was told, because that was one of my, I guess you could say, concerns, but I'm not truly concerned because I have to be realistic,
Mm-hmm.
especially with kind of being a business owner and stuff like that. Ads do have their place, but are they predatory and are they too much in the way? From what I understand
Mhm.
from the questions I was asked, Blue Sky's doing it in a way to where it's not too much in the way and it's not predatory compared to something like X and all that, where you see like ads out of nowhere on somebody's thread, which is
Yeah.
insane.
Fuck the mads. That's how I feel. Fuck the mads. Which just be pissing me off.
Turn.
Nah, it does though. It really be pissing me off with the mads, yo. Especially on when it comes to YouTube, X,
Like we
even on
ain't gonna be
streaming
clicking that
services.
shit anyway.
Huh?
Whatever you selling, we don't want it.
Exactly.
It's like that shit when like they be coming to your door, but it's online, so you can't just slam the door in their face.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. And you can tell there's some ads to be some bullshit. They be talking about some bullshit like free car insurance and this, that, and third. I'm like, oh, shut up. I don't want to hear this shit. Skip this.
I'm like, who are y'all marketing to? You marketing to
Ex-
my grandmother or something, bro? I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck about my car insurance.
It's like
I
last
have
time
it.
I checked, you have to have a good credit score for some things. There's a minimum to that. So is it really free?
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, side note too. I just had to mention this. Y'all had this cut water yet? Y'all drink this? Have y'all haven't had this
What?
before? Cut
Is
water?
that that
What
shit
is
that
it?
Brad was talking about the other night? Like that got him like
yeah.
they got him,
yeah.
y'all. I don't know if like either red or lightweight or that should do something dangerous to you because
Nah,
he was slurring this shit on
I ain't go-
Twitter. He
nah.
was slurring this shit when you type.
No, I ain't gonna lie though. It does sneak up on you too. It does sneak up on you. It does sneak up on you at times. It does. It's kind of
See,
good
that's
too.
too much. That's too much grown up stuff, though. Unfortunately, right? I can't. Ever since I got out the military early because I had open heart surgery,
Mhm.
so I can't consume alcohol or anything like that because it's a blood thinner.
Oh,
So
okay. I mean, I don't really drink as much anyway. I'm gonna try this cut water out because everybody been talking about this, like, oh, it gets you fucked up and this, that, and the third. For
They
me,
got red fucked up.
yeah, that's maybe some lightweight shit. For me, it's just like, it can sneak up on you, but it's like only like what, 12.5 alcohol. But it's like it's good. Don't get me wrong. It got-
12.5 alcohol in a small can like that is actually kind of insane, to be honest. Because like that's like borderline malt liquor.
Mhm.
Like,
'Cause I got like cut water, tequila, triple sec, lime juice, and natural flavors in this one. And I
see, that's
remember,
that grown up. That's that grown up ish that I can't be a part of. I'm not an adult. I just happen to pay bills like one.
I feel you on that one. Though. I definitely feel you on that one. But yeah, did you hear about the whole Roblox incident too? What's going on with that shit? Y'all heard about
Oh,
that?
That shit
yeah.
crazy.
Oh,
That shit is wild. This is why I don't play Roblox at all. I knew that shit was gonna be a problem from the start.
it
That's just been going on for a long time with Roblox, though. So that's not like the first, horrible incident that's happened. Just that's been going on for years.
I mean,
with
this is my first
Roblox
time hearing
people,
this.
Predators targeting kids and stuff. Like I've been hearing about it for a while because I somewhat keep up with it, but it's like not a lot of people really do anything to stop it. So
Mhm.
now
It
we're finally
absolutely
at that step
sucks.
to where someone said, you know what, this shit needs to stop today.
Mm-hmm. Even Chris Hansen
absolutely-
even getting on that shit too. Even Chris Hansen. Y'all know who Chris Hansen is?
Yeah.
to catch a predator, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It absolutely.
I'm not
It absolutely
particularly
sucks.
fond
though.
of like online spaces, unchecked online spaces that allow
Yeah.
like age mixing. Like I don't like
Mhm.
Absolutely.
like it's one thing when it's like all adults and they're just like adults, okay, fine, you guys can be as weird as you want in here, but when they're like children and adults in
Mhm.
spaces like that, it makes me uncomfortable. Like it just doesn't give me the type
Yeah.
of security as a parent that
Mhm.
like that I want, and I don't have the ability to
Mhm.
like stand over my daughter's shoulder and watch her play Roblox and make sure nobody's being fucking weird, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
What's
so
going on with Roblox?
I've never
Have any
allowed her to
involvement.
like get on it. Like I've never she's asked to play it before, and I'm like, no thanks. Actually, no.
I even told my niece
What's
not to
going
play
on
that
with
shit.
Roblox sucks. What's going on with Roblox sucks because remembering the time because I did a lot of research with Roblox in general because I was thinking about making a video. Roblox itself, the original founders and the creators of Roblox itself aren't there, but Roblox used to be that gateway to where if you wanted to create your own things, games, graphics, designs, and stuff like that, but mostly the games part, it was such an innovative program and tool and asset whenever it came to getting your way in the door in that field to make your own games because that's what it started off as. That's 100% what it started off as game creation for a younger audience and for kids. A lot of good games that end up becoming their own games started off on Roblox, believe it or not. Lethal Company, Abiotic, I think some Abiotic Factor at one point started off as one. Unturned was a very much a Roblox project. A lot of really good games, right? It's straight away whenever it became this $1 billion thing and the original creators and founders left or were no longer a part, and it breaks my heart because I don't remember exactly whenever Roblox became a thing. I know it was like something in like the late 90s, early 2000s, but I got to be a part and see all these amazing games and stuff be created, and there's still amazing games being created on it now that end up becoming their own projects.
Mhm.
Things like Bad Business, all that, just amazing games that people made in their rooms or kids made in their rooms. And it was just at the cost of a monthly subscription. And then you have other games and stuff on there. It's a sad thing to see. And one of the things on top of it being like Predator Central was the fact that there was a creator, it's a white guy, really good guy though. He ended up getting banned on Roblox because what he would do was he would basically kind of do To Catch a Predator in a sense, but not with the theatrics and stuff like that. He actually did like really good journalism and stuff like that, and was catching and reporting these predators in these games, like the Adopt Me games and stuff like that, that these kids would inhabit. And recently, Roblox banned him for that and said that he was doing entrapment and he was doing things in a non-legal way. This dude was catching predators there and reporting them to y'all, and y'all banned
Yeah.
him.
That's
It
crazy.
made no sense. It
It
makes no
doesn't.
What
sense.
site they're on?
It's like,
Yep.
damn, here's somebody trying to help y'all do y'all job by catching these predators, but y'all gonna ban him for doing that? It's fucking crazy.
That makes
Yeah,
me
y'all
feel like
like
they're complicit. Like that gives
That
me
does.
a sense of
Absolutely.
like you know what's going on. You're complicit, and it's possible that like I don't know. Are you getting some type of kickback? What are you getting out of allowing predators on your platform and allowing them to remain unchecked, and then penalizing people for deciding that they don't think that that's okay? Like
This is
They won't
America,
say it.
man.
They
This is
won't
the
say
world.
it. But if you think about, because this is my bias and my assumption, but I have a pretty good idea as to why they don't. A part of my job in the Air Force, on top of doing nuclear security and nuclear weapons security and being a weapons master, I also did investigations. I was an investigator within the Air Force with the Office of Special Investigations. So a little bit of my research whenever I did it, I started thinking as to why would they do something, right? Why would they do something like this? The reason why they would do something like that is because your predators tend to be people of age, quote unquote, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your predators also tend to be the ones that spend the most money to get those Roblox to make their characters look really, really appealing to those younger audiences. So now all of a sudden, if you get all these predators out, because those kids ain't got no money, they ain't got no cards for the most part. If you get your highest spenders out though, all of a sudden your company's in trouble. Which this doesn't excuse it at all. I think it's fucking disgusting.
It is.
Right? Absolutely disgusting. But that's most likely why they're so complicit, because if we get rid of our spenders, who happen to be these child predators, what happens to us?
They're not making no
It's
money.
always the
Still-
money. Money
Yeah.
over policy.
Money.
Exactly.
Money controls everything in this world,
That's-
yo. I'm telling you. Even if there's some
That's
fucked
my
up
guess,
things.
right? That's my guess. That's my guess. It's not proven. So
Mhm.
but that's my guess, because this is one of the only things that makes sense.
But it also does make sense though, because that's pretty much what we're seeing is more and more common now within these games and stuff. It's like a lot of things aren't age restricted as they used to be. You got kids playing and there's no protection. They don't care because they're getting this at the end of the day.
Exactly. It's
Facts.
money. Money controls everything in this world, man. Money could take control of everything, you know.
have you guys
Right.
heard of that online terrorist group that is like targeting kids and like getting
Yeah.
them to like self-harm
I never heard of
and
it before.
like
I've heard about it.
okay, so there's
Yeah.
this group. There's more than one actually,
Mhm.
but there's this one group specifically that's like super bad, and they like basically contact kids, get in their heads, make them do like self harm. They like convince them to report the self harm. They get them to like hurt other people. They basically brainwash them and get them to become like almost like the premise of that movie Weapons. Like they're making them hurt people, hurt themselves, and like record it. And they're like
That's-
random anonymous people, and it's extremely hard to like track them down because they're really
Mhm.
smart at like masking like their presence online.
Mhm.
And it's like it's something that's happening like in kids like phones and in video games and like stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like they're getting contacted that way, and it's becoming like a big issue because people are like dying because of this.
It was so much of a threat that even whenever I was in the Air Force, it was a part of our threat capability assessments, to the point to where I was working on cases with that.
Mhm. That's crazy. I never heard that group before at all, man. That shit is crazy.
Several.
Yeah, I've been hearing a little bit
several
about
groups.
it, and it's several of them that target kids and stuff that same way, but it's worse.
Bro, this fucking the world we live in, bro. The world is so
Crazy ass
beautiful. It's
world.
just the people that's just so fucked up.
Yeah.
I always say that. I always say that all the time, y'all. The world is a very beautiful place. It's just the people that lives in this world makes
It's the
it
people
fucked
that
up.
are the damn problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, because these spaces, I mean, it makes me uncomfortable because of the things that can happen. But theoretically, in its purest sense and in its purest form, there's nothing wrong with these spaces where adults and kids are playing games together. But it's like, it's the people that will utilize that for like essentially evil
Or
that make
weaponize
those
them.
spaces just like disgusting. Like, it's like you don't want to say, oh, you can't do this because of what might happen, but sometimes you have to, because you can't stop people from doing bad stuff.
Exactly.
That's fucked. Yeah.
But
That's
yeah.
where like you have to, if you're, so like for instance, I a little bit of like why I started playing MMOs also was I watched my dad play World of Warcraft, right? I used to like breathe over his shoulder and watch him all the time. But it was always like, hey, you can't play this type of thing. Not yet, not now. Now, did I sneak and do it? Absolutely. But you have to be very, as a parent, you have to be very present, especially in the online space, because we're in something in the Air Force, we called it the information, like we have different eras of human history, right? The Industrial Revolutionary era, this era, that era. So a lot of times in the military, in the Air Force for sure, whenever we would talk about the different eras in history, we always labeled the era that we're in now currently as the information, like the informational era. So information and stuff like that is easily accessible. So in the era of information where so much is accessible, no matter what your age or demographic is, you have to, especially if you're a parent, you have to 100% be physically there whenever it comes to the media your kids consume and what it is they're participating in. If not, if you happen to be on the more lax side of things, they're gonna be exposed to certain things regardless. But it's how are you gonna handle it?
Even if
right?
And
even if parents does do these parental things on their, like, you know how certain things
Parental
parents do,
controls. Yep.
yeah, parental controls on their kids' console stuff like that. Some of these kids
the
ain't
kids will
fucking
get around
stupid.
it.
They can get around it. They could just undo that shit. These kids ain't fucking stupid. They can get around that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I
I
just
want to
think
go
I think
ahead.
about it. Oh, sorry, Lex.
I was gonna say I'm gonna elaborate a little bit on what Conflicted was saying. Parents definitely need to be proactive. I'm an educator, so I work with kids. Sometimes kids have a very shit life at home. Parent could have passed away, or someone not watching them. Maybe they're being harmed already. So you got to think. Sometimes, like a lot of us use video games as our way to escape reality and what's going on. So if you got your kids playing these games and you're not even watching them and they're already going through enough shit at home, those are the type of people they're going to lean to because that's all they know, or they don't have that corrective guidance.
And again, there's some violent tendencies and shit like that too.
Exactly.
Playing those games.
This
It's a
case
heavy
that
influence.
this case I was listening to on NPR is what taught me that this stuff even exists. But what's crazy about this particular case is that this kid, his mom was like super active in his life. He had parental controls on his phone. She was like if she hadn't, but she's like, they were like best friends almost. So the disconnect in their relationship is what alarmed her to like being something was wrong with him. But it's like if you're the type of parent, like say you work a lot, or say like your relationship with your child is good, but you guys don't have this type of like banter where you guys are always talking about everything that's going on with each other, or like you have the ability to spend a lot of time with your kid. Like it's easy to not even notice those types of things are happening until it's too late. Like you're not like checking your kid's phone because you want to have you want your kid to have like autonomy and like privacy. So you're not like talking them down and like checking their phone and checking their like internet history and stuff like that. So even if you're just a parent that's like you work and sometimes you do overtime and stuff like that, like you are ending up possibly not noticing it until it's just
Too late.
already happening, like too late.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part about like a lot of the stuff is that it's so many different scenarios where you would ideally be like, oh, I would notice this if it was my kid. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, would you notice it? And
Yeah.
the people
I
that
don't know.
get the kids to do the stuff, they're good at teaching the kids how to hide stuff from their parents. It's not like
Yeah.
the kid is like always the one that's figuring out ways to hide stuff and get around things. The people are teaching the kids how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Scary world we live in, y'all. Scary world we live in.
Really is, yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know if y'all heard this. This. I heard this from the news like a year back, like a couple years back. How I guess a mother got killed by her own child because, like, I guess the mother took something, like a phone or something.
VR.
Yeah, something like
VR.
that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mhm.
damn,
Mhm.
I'm like, damn, these kids are fucking wild. Y'all out here killing y'all parents because she took a VR or something like that. I'm like, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting killed by your kid for being a actual parent is insane.
Crazy.
Like,
Because some of these parents
it's
want to be their
actually
friends first.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta think about too. Like think about like when like we were kids and how like the infancy of like the internet and like how the infancy of like video games essentially, even though they were established, they weren't as addictive and as like engaging as they are now.
Yeah.
We still were like heavily attached to these things. We still were like, yeah, this is like I'm spending a lot of time doing this. So it's even crazier now because kids don't have that go outside and play factor in
Hell
life
no.
right now. Like
Exactly.
Right.
nobody's telling them get outside and go play. Like I was restricted. If I could have sat in the house and played games all day every day as a kid, I would have. I would have locked myself in my room and been in front of that screen playing
Mhm.
whatever.
Man,
But my mom was like, "No, you gotta get out of the house."
man, back in the day
Mhm.
when I was a little kid, when we had no internet, no cable, none of that shit, we was outside all day until the sun goes down, until the street lights come on and shit like that. We never had.
Yep.
We used to make our fun without no cable, no cable, no internet. We outside playing basketball, running around, riding our bicycle and stuff like that. Those were the days,
Mhm.
especially during the summer. Those were the days. Nowadays, you don't really see. I mean, you see kids outside, but not as much.
Not like how we were outside. Not like
Yeah.
how
See,
we were
but even
outside.
When they're
My mom-
outside,
with
it's mostly
me-
school related and
You
things
come back
like
home
that,
smelling like you're
I mean?
outside. Like you outside. You come back home, you smelling like you outside. You know what I'm saying?
See, but
Mhm.
even for me growing up, because like I said, I'm a early 2000s kid. So it's like we've seen the development of internet and, we still have to turn to channel 3, use the auxiliary cords. Wi-Fi wasn't really a thing. It was still a lot of stuff that was in development.
Mhm.
Even with the
Dial-in.
games and stuff that were out at that time, my ass was outside playing with my friends. Like, yeah, the games were cool, but I want to go outside and play some freeze tag, red light, green light, and all that good shit, some double dutch or whatever. Like, we was outside.
Facts.
I ain't come back in until the street lights come on.
Or you smell like you was outside. My mama
Oh,
always
my mom
tell
here
her,
with that all the time. You smell like the
Yeah.
sun or you smell like outside. Go take a
You
bath.
smell like outside. Yeah,
Hell
you smell
yeah.
like outside.
shit, I used to take like I used to take like a bath or two every single day. 'Cause I'd be outside and shit like that.
Try
You
to
know
come
what
in
I'm
the kitchen. Your mom's like, get out of here smelling like outside.
saying? Exactly.
See, it was a little different for me because my whatever parents I had at the time, at the moment, right? They always gave us like a choice, and my dad. So like I got introduced to video games in general whenever I was at my mama. So my mama from Louisiana. That's my grandmother. So my mama had a bunch of these game systems underneath her bed, and she always told us not to go underneath that bed for whatever reason. But then of course I wasn't listening. I was like, oh no, listen, shit. I'm going underneath that bed, shit. So I went underneath the bed. And whenever I went underneath the bed, it's like I just was like the mother load. I was just enamored and like fascinated because it was nothing but these old game consoles.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Mama, what like who all this for? She was like, that was for your daddy and your uncle whenever they was kids. Talking about the NES, the SNES, the Gearbox, the Game Gear. My dad also had one of the first gaming PCs too. So, and that was like dismantled
Nice.
underneath the bed.
Mhm.
And then she also like, I pulled out like this map, and I saw this game map, and it was like it was a Final Fantasy game map of a dungeon, and I was like, yo, this is sick. Like this is sick, and I started like playing all those consoles and stuff. So like, I ended up playing them a lot. but then they always gave us like a choice whether to go outside. And when we did go outside, we stayed out like all day, to the point to where they had to go searching for us. But they either gave us a choice to go outside or play the games and stuff. So like for me, it was like kind of different growing up because they didn't care either one that we did as long as we weren't getting in trouble.
Yeah,
I just remember how magical that was for me though. Like it was so crazy. Like I got to see the ColecoVision, nigga. Y'all seen what a ColecoVision looked like?
It's a
Nah, bro. It's like a super old gaming system. It was like crazy, like before anything.
I missed
So
those.
yeah, like
I gotta look that up.
yeah. I mean,
it's so. I'm telling you, it's crazy looking.
I missed
I
those
think
things.
that when your parents are gamers though, like my uncle helped raise me. He used to live around the corner from me, and he was a huge gamer. But when you have like parents that, or even like my mom like watches anime. Like she put me on an anime. So like when you have parents that have interests like that, it gives you a different perspective to like your childhood interactions or like things that happened to you or like shaped you like as a person. But like even with that though, I feel like even with that, I think that parents that like some parents, even when they have that thing like, oh yeah, I played games when I was a kid, but guess what? Still making your ass go outside. I definitely had that experience. Like,
I never had parents that play. I never had parents that play video games, but I have like siblings that play video games. Like when I first got into like Nintendo 64, Donkey Kong 64, back in I'm gonna say around 2000, like literally 2000. That shit was fun as hell though. Me and my siblings used to play that game all the time. Super Smash Brothers, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark. Those were the games where like I miss those couch co-op games. You know what I'm saying? Like
man,
you still
that was
have
like-
man.
When it wasn't
days,
online,
man.
yeah.
it
wasn't online.
Your
Yeah.
house, bring your controller, your memory, bring your stuff. Let's play.
Exactly.
I mean, so growing up, I think I'm kind of similar to Conflicted. I think my dad, he didn't really care if I played video games or played outside because we lived in Houston, so it got way too hot. My mom hated video games, so she wanted me to play outside. But like the thing is with me, in my neighborhood, I didn't have a lot of neighbors that were my age. We had family friends who had a daughter my age, but she was a little further back. But yeah, otherwise, like I would hang out with friends and stuff like that. But yeah, those are the days, man. Getting on the couch, playing Melee, Brawl, all that other shit.
It's crazy because
Bro,
like
I used to play fighting games until I was musty as hell. I'm not even joking.
That's
Yeah.
the old fighting
Bro.
games. You must use hell. They takes all the skill.
Dog,
I do
used to
not
be
like
musty as
playing
fuck
fighting
playing
games
Mortal Kombat.
online.
You know what I miss also
Yeah.
too back in the days? When you get physical copy games that have like a whole fucking booklet, and then sometimes in certain
Yes.
games they have
Oh
like
my
the
God.
maps and stuff like that
the
too.
Smash Bros, the Brawl booklet. That
Man.
you need that booklet. That is a requirement because you ain't getting all them characters without that book.
They don't do that shit no
Still
more.
I still have my Skyrim map up on my wall from like
Really?
when I took it out of the cave.
I think I still have the Mario Kart
So,
Wii book.
believe
at
it or
my
not,
mom's house.
Believe it or not, they somewhat still kind of do it. It's kind of inconvenient though. So whenever you get a game from Steam, if you actually go to the game's file directory, they have manuals in the file directory that you can just print.
But it don't hit the
Like, you
same.
download
It
them
don't-
and you print them.
When games actually used to look like this.
Yes.
you
Oh
get
my
the damn
God,
CD
the
and-
days,
Oh,
man.
y'all thought I was playing.
My copy of Room
Yeah.
Factory came like that though. I was so geeked. I literally had like a celebration with myself. Like I opened that game and there was a book in there and it had like the characters. It had like the little notes page in the back. I was like, oh my God, I missed this. I didn't realize like how bad I missed it until I got to experience it again.
And nowadays, you can still buy physical copy games, but it's probably no damn book in there. You probably get like a voucher code for
For the DLC.
for
yeah,
DLCs
that-
or stuff like that. That's
That
one of my
Room
favorite
Factory
games.
that I had
Like
definitely
that,
came physical.
those don't got no scratches on it, do they?
No.
Okay, thank God. Okay,
Oh, they still work. I make sure they clean.
You ain't getting those out. You ain't getting those
Nah,
out.
Oh no,
them
they
games-
work.
Them games back then, you scratch them shits, bro. Oh yeah, you're fucked. Nowadays,
I'm mad as hell
games
about
are
the
it
over.
how
was
the fucking
over.
I bought
Them-
a fucking cleaner thing that's gonna get rid of them.
Yeah, nah.
It's like, no, it just gets no, and then she's like, oh, let's just get rid of the scratches, just get rid of the spots. I'm like, well,
'cause them
fucking cloth
cities-
and just get rid of the spots.
Them cities
No, when
was-
you grab it, you have to grab it very particularly and make sure your
Yeah.
finger doesn't even smidge it. Like you got to be very precise when you grab the CD disc, whether it's a PS2 game or
Mhm.
GameCube,
It's like,
whatever it was.
it's like when you close your car door, you gotta grab the handle and close it that way. Don't put your shit on the door, get the fingerprints on my car.
Exactly.
That is a bitch.
I'm telling you, man. These kids don't know nowadays about these games back in like in the 2000s. I'm gonna just say 2000
Before
because
everything was gigabytes.
yeah, gigabytes, and then now terabytes.
Thinking about that, like how big games are now. Like if you would have told me as a kid that one day I was gonna grow up and download a game that's 300, 500 gigs, I would have thought that you were insane. Like I would have been like,
Yeah.
you
Like, what
are
do you mean?
speaking nonsense to me right now, and I need you to go away.
That's a
And
very
that's
interesting.
just
That's a very interesting topic because I thought my dad would very much not like the state of gaming, but my dad, he's not old, but he's quite old.
mhm.
Me and him were talking the other day because he was here and he was like, I do like the fact that I can just download like a digital version of games, and I was like, why though, Pop? So then he told, like, back in the day, he told me like if a game was messed up, and I researched it, right. He was like, if a game came out messed up or anything like that, there was no hot fixes or patches. You have
No.
to
Mm-mm.
buy or exchange a whole different version of the same
Yep.
game whenever they
Mhm.
fix it.
Mhm.
That's
And
true.
he was like, he said it would either be at a discounted cost or you would pay full price, which was at the
Yep.
time 60.
that is true.
Mhm.
So
That's
there is
what
there's like
certain
there is
games.
there,
There's definitely benefits to it.
yeah, there's definitely benefits. There's like, I feel like there is technically, but as time goes on, it starts to outweigh. There's still more pros and cons of how gaming is done today.
Mhm.
It's just that whenever you speak on the more malicious parts like monetization and companies purposely not giving you the full versions of the game because there's always data leaks, right? Like I'll give you an instance. Mortal Kombat 1. There was the combat passes were already leaked,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And it was
So
already
you already
leaked.
know.
It was already leaked what type of characters would be there. If you're just outright up front and you tell the consumer or the player base or the users, hey, there will be more characters, but they'll be a part of our combat pass. They'll receive that more than just not saying anything about it. It'll be a better
Right.
reception than not saying anything. And then they leak it.
Mhm.
And then, because people make videos and stuff with the 3D models and stuff for interactive purposes, right? So that involves them going into the files of the game. And then they happen to see, oh, goddamn, we getting Conan the Barbarian in season such and such. Like, the thing is, I don't believe that people necessarily hate how the monetization is. I do though. How monetization is in gaming. It's the fact that we're not being told up front like this is what it's gonna be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People will still hate it, even though you're telling them it, but they'll receive it a lot better. It's like me, like let's say I'm doing something for BSG, right? Let's say I'm doing something for BSG and I'm changing how the feed itself works to where people who have more of the popular posts, their posts will show up first, and then people with the less popular posts are at the bottom. Let's just say I'll just do that, and I don't tell you. Well, fucking right, people are gonna be mad. Why would tell them first at least?
Me being one
Of course, I
them,
wouldn't-
I'm
I
less
wouldn't do that.
popular.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. But like that's like something you should tell people, right?
Yep.
But it was just interesting hearing my dad say like, "No, I really do prefer gaming now," because I thought he would have been in the crowd of I fucking hate gaming now. But he was like, "No, I prefer it now." He was like, I remember playing World of Warcraft and they had a bug to where you can dupe items and then you could resell them for gold in the player trade market, and it would just break the game's economy with all the other players. And he was like, imagine I'd have to pay $60 for because this is whenever the computers had discs. I pay $60 for the disc on top of my $15 subscription to re-get the game. It's like, I would have been upset. I was like, oh, well, I'm glad you said that. That opened my eyes to something.
Yeah, games is getting. I just feel bad for these developers or how they losing their jobs. So it's like, damn, what's going on here? Like, especially games that have been
Very-
successful, but he's still getting laid off. Like, what happened? Like, something had
You
to
know what?
happen.
I'm glad you said
Yeah.
that, because there is successful in our terms, and then there's successful in the market share. No, our success is like, okay, the game sold this amount of copies, but then you have investors in market shares and stuff like that who they have to appeal to first. And if they don't reach a certain like a certain range, oh no, people got to start getting laid off, and it sucks, and it's stupid.
Yeah, that's what happened
It's absolutely
with
stupid.
Square Enix with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Yeah,
Mhm.
it sold really well, but like they wanted like double the sales. I think the market shares, and because like which is not which was not gonna happen. Being a sequel, being the fact that it was PS5 only, that kind of thing. They don't really think that through.
They
But
don't.
yeah. So they set this thing, and it's not attainable. And I think they did the same thing with Mortal Kombat. Like I think Mortal Kombat's just gotta have to go independent from now on. I think they should be done with Warner Bros.
Yeah.
It's whatever the shareholders and stuff want, especially like because I saw a video, I forgot his name. He's a very prominent black creator, nerdy creator, and he was talking about how there are powers that be that even if the mass majority of folks, so I'll give you one for example. People get sick of certain things that happen in Warzone or Fortnite and stuff, right? Cheating, all that. Or I'll use 2K for an example. The fact that you have to have so much VC to make a good my player, like
That
an
should be
actual good
irking
my
my
player. You gotta
fucking.
drop
That
like
should be irking my soul, bro.
it makes you mad though, right? It makes you
Hell
mad,
yeah.
right? And then you get, let's say you get hundreds of thousands of people on X or Twitter saying like, "Hey, this makes me upset." Same thing, they're agreeing with you, right? They look at those posts, they be like, "Okay, this is what the community's saying." But then out of nowhere, the same people that happen to be complaining and stuff like that, out of nowhere, they get $1 billion check. Now all of a sudden, even though I have hundreds of thousands of players and consumers and users telling me, "Hey, I don't like this about your game," this $1 billion check proves otherwise. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
If you didn't like it so much, why is there $1 billion check coming my way?
The same
So what
can be-
incentive? What
Yeah.
incentive do I have to actually fix your complaints? Your complaints are valid though, but this $1 billion check says otherwise. So this is
Just
where
like how
you as a
people-
user and go ahead.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah,
how
go
people
ahead.
were doing the Nintendo Switch too. Like when the
Hell, the
pre-orders
Mario-
were out,
And Mario Kart World, everyone was bitching about that. It just sold 5 million copies.
but they're
Exactly.
the ones that are buying it though. Like
Like,
the
they're not gonna-
pre-orders, I had to wait until launch day to actually be able to go get it because the motherfuckers that was complaining about it and talking shit were the ones that price gouged it and bought it.
It's like
Exactly.
basically it shows the
wallet-
message that you're gonna complain about it, but you're gonna buy it anyway. So it's like, you know what I mean?
And they
It's
gonna sell them
like,
at
I
a
don't
higher.
know.
They gonna sell them at a higher price. 'Cause, most people want to
Yup.
Switch too. You know
No,
what I'm
I mean, like
The
the Mario
wallet-
Kart World thing, like Nintendo's gonna fix the issue. It's just gonna have to be a really big patch what they're gonna do, but still, like it's gonna be a minute. But like they're not like losing sleep over it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like the PS5,
But-
when the PS5 came out back in 2020, because remember that we
Ooh-wee.
were still going through the whole COVID shit too. Man,
That was rough.
you know how hard it is for me to get a PS5 when the
I
pre-orders
I
came
still
out.
I still thank Jesus for the fact that I got one on launch day.
I'm happy too. I got my shit on launch day too. It took me 3 hours, literally 3 hours. I was at work trying to pre-order
And the
PS5,
page kept crashing. That shit was
Yes.
crazy.
and I was getting my shit off of Best Buy. And I was gonna pick it up. I was gonna get that shit delivered to my house. Hell no. I want to go pick it up at Best Buy on the release date. I was the first one into that store, and I was the first one out that damn store. I was not playing. But yeah, them pre-orders on the PS5 during that COVID time was the fucking worst.
The wallet will 100% be the best way to be an activist more than words.
Yep,
Literally.
absolutely.
But it's kind of hard because at the same time, like for instance, right? I talked about how I spent 10,000 on Genshin, kind of going against what I said. I did it for the memes, but if you think about it, if I was really upset about the state of Genshin at the time and stuff like that, and how it was predatory at the times, I shouldn't have did that, right?
Mhm.
A lot of it, whenever it comes to it, is harder to do in practice. It really is. But you got to kind of be lenient with it. But if we do want to change something within the market and stuff like that, it's two things. Whenever you actually have a game that does things that are actually really good, which we have a lot of games that do it, but that for some reason they don't sell well, which is insane. You have to make sure the games that do the right things in the market that you agree with, you have to make sure you support them and they get the sales, right?
Exactly.
You got to play your
Right.
part in that way. And the games where it's just, I mean, I can't tell somebody what to do with their wallet and their money. It's their own money. But if you're still gonna play said game that makes you upset, Try to spend as little as possible. That's like the best way to go about it, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Especially out like, and don't trust these trailers either, man, because like watching these game trailers on, Summer Game Fest or Video Game Awards or whatever award show you watch when it comes to video games, with these game trailers, I don't believe an ounce of shit with them. Because a game, for example, right? Game Anthem. Remember that game Anthem that came out back in 2018, 2019, I believe?
Oh, we
That
all knew
shit
Anthem
looked
was gonna be
nice.
trash. We all
That
knew
shit
Anthem
looked
was gonna be
the
trash.
game looked nice though, but it became repetitive as fuck. That shit was
Yeah.
trash. And now next year they're gonna shut
It's
that
how
shit
they're
down.
teaming up.
Yeah.
It's how the game, because Anthem, believe it or not, has and still had and still has a lot of potential. It could have, like Aquaman said, it really could have been that Destiny killer. But the thing is, how the game was handled by EA, and that goes into what I was saying about the powers that be and those shareholders and market shares. Whenever they get their hands onto something, and it most of the time is completely against what the general audience wants, but they're the ones with the money, and they say, "Hey, we want this in the game. It's gonna be in the game." Anthem
Yeah,
had
they're
so
gonna
much
do it.
potential. I did a video on Anthem, like a complete essay and everything. It did fairly well for the most part. A lot of people from the Anthem community, talked to me about it, and it was, again, even me playing the game. So I put 200 hours in Anthem in its
Damn.
state whenever it was in its height,
Oh wow.
and even in its current state whenever it
Lord.
wasn't in its height. The potential of that game, absolutely insane. It could have been something really great,
It could have
but
been.
whenever
Yeah.
it was just it was just given the short end of the stick because of what was going on with BioWare and EA and stuff, and the
Yeah.
things and the powers that be. It's a lot. It's like a lot. So I feel for a lot of these devs and a lot of these companies whenever they do make something that's lackluster, because at the end of the day, these devs want to make, for the most part, devs want to make something good, but they have to listen to those powers that be, because they got to
Right.
feed their kids. They got to keep their lights on. If
Mhm.
they don't, they're basically out of a spot, and the market's already volatile for them anyway.
Mhm. So I got a question for you, Conflicted.
Mhm.
So what trends in gaming or tech are you most excited about right now? Currently, right now.
Trends. What do you mean by trends?
Like, when it comes to like gaming like technology, like type of systems or gaming like
Okay.
upcoming games and stuff like that.
I very much like there's a bunch of I'll say like three, right? One of my favorite ones is the fact that we're getting the fact of handheld PCs are becoming more possible, and they're being more of a thing, because at one point it was just like a niche thing that you did as a project, like a Raspberry Pi or anything like that. Whenever you have stuff like the ROG Ally, the ROG Ally X, the new ROG Ally that's coming, that's Xbox's thing, that's going to be stronger than the ROG Allies we have now. A lot of people want to get into like PC gaming or stuff like that, but they don't necessarily have the funds.
Mhm.
The
Mm-hmm.
ROG,
Or have the
but the
knowledge.
ROG Ally or the knowledge,
I
but the
literally
ROG
use the
Ally.
ROG Ally. Literally, that's how I PC game. That's
Mhm.
my entry point. Like it changed my life, honestly.
Exactly, and you can, and being that you have one, right? Because I'm still getting one. Being that you have one, you can say, like, for its price point, instead of getting a whole PC, you're getting the power of a PC for less of
It's
the price.
worth every penny. It was
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
it's just such a
And people still
it
complain about the price too.
yeah, they shouldn't have. It gave me an accessibility that I really been missing out on. And like
Mhm.
PC, I had my friend, like, even though I work in IT, I be lazy. I'm like a mechanic with a broken car. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
like I I didn't want to do a mock up of like a PC, and see the price points and figure it out. So my friend did it for me, and I was landing in the 5,000 mark. Like, I'm looking at piece by
Mhm.
piece a PC. I'm looking at like $5,000, and it's like, for something that's gonna last, because we're already spending too much money to do this thing or whatever. So you might as well get some longevity out of it. Get something that's gonna
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
give you
Mhm.
$5,000 worth of gameplay or computing. And dollar for dollar, that ROG is the most amazing thing that's happened to me for gaming this year, to be perfectly honest with you. And I got it on sale at Best Buy, so I got it for $200 off. So it was like a no brainer. It was like, oh yeah, I'm pulling the trigger immediately. Like,
Mhm. And then
Best
with
Buy
that,
be having the
it-
best sales.
What
and
happened?
then with that, right? With that, like, like the ROG Ally, right? Because it being one of my favorite trends, like it, and there's other ones too. But with that, right? Also, you get that power of the PC. You can still do stuff like content create, edit videos, plug in a webcam, stream from
Mhm.
OBS on it, debug it, not debug it, debloat it to make it even smoother,
Mm-hmm.
right? You get all that for a fraction of the price. The new one that's coming in December is more stronger than the Ally that we have. The allies that we
Yeah.
have out now. Now, is it more expensive? Yes, but it's $1,200 compared to, like, for instance, mine's was $3,000 to $4,000. Think about it, and it's gonna last you a long time. This is gonna last me a long time too, but it's gonna
As
have its
long as
maintenance
it,
and upkeep. I'm
yeah.
gonna have to always debloat it every couple of times. Um, that being one of the trends that I'm seeing is like one of my favorite things because having that world be more accessible to people is just amazing. Because then now you have more people to experience things with, um, and it just makes it more fun and more connectivity, right? I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if y'all kind of get that from me. I'm big on interactions and connectivity and community, and having that ability is just great. Like so many people I've talked to before said they would love to play World of Warcraft, right? Don't got a PC only game. Now you got the ROG Ally. Now you can play 20 plus years of content on a ROG Ally that
Mm-hmm.
you missed out on.
Hmm.
You know, so
Yeah.
Think about it.
you know, so crazy. I never really liked PC gaming at all. I was against PC gaming. Like I was just mainly strict on console. And then
Yeah,
like
me
what?
Mhm.
too. Big
Mm-hmm.
Sony girl for sure.
Yeah, I
Same.
love PlayStation. I love PlayStation. Also. And then back in 2022, I realized, you know what? Let me get my own PC now. Cause like if I want to expand my gaming, get my content, whatever, I gotta get myself a PC now. Cause I was streaming off a PS5 back in 2020, November of 2020
Mhm.
until September of 2022. So basically 2 years of streaming on console. I said, you know what? Let me get a PC. But instead of just buying like a pre-built one, I bought parts for my PC, and I had my friend to help me build it for me. It's crazy how like I don't like being I never liked a PC, let alone trying to build one from scratch. And this is my second one I'm using right now. The first one I gave to my nephew because like ain't nothing wrong with the first one
Mhm.
though. My first one still works good as hell. I I'm maintaining upkeep that one. I just gave it to my nephew because like I had no room to place to do like a dual setup, so I just gave it to my nephew. So I'll build me a second PC, which I pay somebody to do that for me. So I wasn't trying to build a PC because I don't have to pay for that shit. I spent like a
Right.
good
Mhm.
I spent like a good like what 2 grand on a PC or just on the parts alone. I always tell people if you planning to build a PC, spend about at least 15 to like 2 grand on parts. But if you want to buy a pre-built one, then that's up to you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just,
I
Yeah.
would
I'm
say
definitely.
my
go
Oh,
ahead.
I would say if I could redo it, I probably wouldn't get this $3,000 to $4,000 one. But then I knew I was gonna do some pretty intensive stuff anyway. Um, but I mostly just use this one for streaming and
Mm-hmm.
gaming. My other little friend right here, which is what this microphone is set up to, is literally just production stuff wise, where I do my video edits and stuff on.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I love PC. I love PCs now, and I agree. PC gaming should be everybody should get a PC nowadays too, but just don't buy any gaming PC, especially when you run like certain like high end games. Like you gotta buy a good PC that can handle it, type of RAM, the
right.
processor, and the graphics card too. And for the when it comes to the graphics card, I would recommend people buying like a 12 GB or a 16 GB VRAM on their graphics card. Don't buy 8 GB one.
Right.
Eight doesn't make sense now these
It
days anyway. I
doesn't.
don't even know why they
No.
still sell. I
Doesn't.
don't know why they still sell that in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Because most games you won't even be able to run most games on an 8, and if you do, it's
It's
fairly.
shitty.
I don't certain things I don't know why they still sell, especially whenever it's inadequate. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But you know,
but I my no, go ahead,
nowadays,
Brody.
because now I'm about to say nowadays people scalping them graphics cards and shit now too. Well, I ain't gonna say process, but
Right.
most likely the graphics cards. Like it's hard to get a graphics card nowadays, especially a good one. Like I know for the 50 series, I think recently just came up with a 5060 Ti one for like a
Hmm.
good $400 or $500. I'm like, shit, why not get a 5060 Ti?
Right.
I'm like, bro, that
I
shit
mean,
can run good.
most people they use like whenever you see there's no graphics cards anywhere, is because they're being bought online and used for stuff like crypto farming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep, definitely. But yeah,
But
I reckon. Go
my
ahead.
second my second favorite trend that is going on. It's still gaming related, but it's more of the people behind gaming. I'm noticing, especially with doing like the gaming journalism and stuff, I'm noticing that people are actually giving devs and stuff their graces because I said there's powers that be that people can't do anything about. I'll give an instance, right? Everybody knows Cyberpunk 2077 had a disastrous launch.
Yes.
Oh,
A part of it,
God.
a good part of it wasn't those devs, the people, because we see this, but we forget the people behind it. The people want to make a good game. These are people that have been in the industry for forever. They worked on plenty of projects. These people wanted to make a good game on launch, but the deadlines, the shareholders and stuff like that, they can't go against these people because if they try to listen to you, you're not paying their bills. So with that, people kind of have been waking up and realizing like, oh, it really isn't a majority of these devs' fault. It's the company themselves and what the direction that they're being put into. People are realizing that more. I think the reason why is because as games and stuff get more expensive and there's all these type of monetization factors and all that come into play, people are starting to look at, okay, what's the root cause? And then they start looking at, okay, it's really not these devs' fault. It's
not.
these other factors. And people are starting to look at that.
Yeah, because when these games, the more money these games cost, the more involved the head people, the financial people are going to be like, hey, if we're going to spend all this money, we want to do it our way. It's not like Naughty Dog and CD Projekt Red and those guys who have won game of the years multiple times. They'll just let them do whatever they want. It's like, okay, yeah, you'll make our money back, fine.
Mm-hmm.
But these other ones, it's just like, if we're spending all this money, we are gonna have an input.
That's why all these indie games is way better than these AAA games nowadays.
Oh my God, indie games have
that was
been
gonna be my next topic.
scratching that itch. They have been.
Look at the game Expedition 33. That shit was developed by like
30,
number of
30
developers?
people.
30 people. That shit
30
was amazing.
people, and people are saying that it's in their top 20 games of all time.
Which is crazy.
That actually was my next point, was the fact that how the indie market is actually being more appreciated than it was in the previous. There are literally legit, like, again, in my space, right? There are indie MMOs. There's like one that's playable on the phone. That's like one of the best MMOs / games I've played, period, called Etterspire. It's called Etterspire. It's literally made by like 20 people in New Zealand. It's an MMO
It's called
too.
what again?
Etterspire.
It's
made by 20 people, like 20 people in New Zealand, and they're about to have a Steam launch. Like, it's crazy. The indie space has always been kind of looked upon unfondly in a way, but compared to now, it's like in such a good space, and I love it. I love seeing these people, average everyday people like you and me, 5, 10, 20 people, making just these complete masterpieces and works of art and getting their flowers because of it. I love it. That has to be my favorite trend.
My favorite
indie games are keeping me in love with gaming right now. Like, it's just been inspiring me because I think I was getting like tired and like burnt out with like the lack of creativity, the paywalls, the pricing, the quality of like these console games and like these like AAA games that I just was like feeling like, not like I could never like, love gaming the way that I do, but just like, oh, there's my wife. She doesn't ever dress up nice anymore. Like, it just made me feel.
Yeah. And I mean, Aqua makes a good point. It's a double-edged sword too, because we clown Rockstar for this long. When's the last bad game they made? That's like also my point. Rockstar, the Grand Theft Auto series makes them so much money. Who the hell cares how long they take?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And if they do charge people,
nobody should care. Nobody should care.
And if they do
Like,
charge $100 for a GTA 6, people still gonna buy that shit, no matter how much.
Yes.
People definitely gonna buy it.
Exactly.
Still gonna buy it.
Exactly. Even if that shit is $100 for the standard edition, people still gonna buy the shit. So we could clown about it all we want about it. We still gonna buy it.
I'm people, by the way, because whenever Diablo 4 dropped, I'd spent for the $100 version. I love Diablo, one of my favorite ARPG series ever. I love Diablo. Jesus Christ, I spent $100, $110 on that game. to
Yeah,
get
I think
it,
the
to
most
get 4 days early.
I think the most I ever spent on one game on an edition was probably Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, the Ultimate Edition. I think it was like what 120 to get everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it. I like Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. It reminds me of Budokai Tenkaichi back in the day. And that's
Yeah,
one of
the
my
old school
favorite
days.
fucking games because I used to play that shit
Yeah.
all the time, especially at my library back in middle school. They used to host these tournaments for Dragon
Mm-hmm.
Ball Budokai Tenkaichi. I think it was like I think it was like 3 or something shit like that. Always get first place all the time. They used to give us like a $25 gift card to GameStop. Man, when I tell you when they had them deals like buy one get one free, man, I'm on that shit heavy with that $25 gift card. Shit, I'll take it. But yeah, Rockstar, yeah, okay, you can't complain about Rockstar because Rockstar be coming up with some good games. Red Dead Redemption, Bully, Midnight Club, um, GTA. I think I said GTA twice. But yeah, Rockstar be coming up with some good games, man. Them shits never miss at all. And
Don't miss, honestly.
and I don't think, and here's my reason why I don't think GTA 6 is gonna be $100 when it comes out because it's gonna be at least like 70, if not 80 at most, just for the standard edition, because they're gonna make their money off of pre-orders itself. Can I think?
And they're gonna
I think
and they're gonna have like all this all online shit, like the stuff they have for GTA 5. Like they're gonna double that for GTA.
And GTA
6.
5 is still going fucking strong.
Yep.
Yeah, especially with shark cards and like people are still spending bread on GTA 5.
Exactly.
Glitches and all.
They still come
There are
up
people that
with content and stuff like that too.
Right.
There are people that get GTA 5 just for no pixel RP, like alone itself. And I was in CFG's podcast and I was talking about I think most likely just like how they did GTA 5, it's not going to launch with an online mode. I don't care about the story. I just want to play the online stuff, right? I would still get the game just to go through the story to hold me over for the online mode. But I think what would help them be even more successful, not like they really care about what I think, right? But if the game is $100, if they went the route like what they did with Red Dead Redemption 2, because you can get Red Dead Redemption 2, or you can just get the online mode of Red Dead Redemption 2 for $10. If they did that route, that's perfectly fine. They would make so much more. They would make a lot of money doing that.
Exactly.
They could have GTA 6 be it's $100 or whatever, or 70 or 80, whatever the base can be, and then for like $30 or 20 or $30, probably $40 to be honest. To be frankly honest, for $40 you can just get the online mode only separate because they did it for Red Dead Redemption 2, and it was a great thing.
And for GTA 6, I think they're gonna hold on to online shit for the next couple months to make sure everybody get the full gameplay of the story mode first, and then a couple months later they might add on to GTA Online.
Bro, GTA 5, and I think GTA 5 Online didn't launch until like 6 months after.
Yeah, exactly.
They need a minute to make sure everything is up to date.
And I
The
think
story and the online is different.
And I think 5M is working with Rockstar too.
Yes,
5M is working with the ones I'm working with RP. I think they working with Rockstar. So we'll see GTA 6 with RP. Let's see how that shit goes. That shit gonna look crazy. So if y'all think about getting a PC, if y'all think about getting a PC game, if y'all think about getting a PC now, you better get that. You better get a good PC to run that shit. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think it'd be worth it going on PC. I just can imagine all the crashes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because the way how them graphics look now on console itself, imagine what type of PC requirements just to run fucking GTA 6.
Oh man, yeah, it's not. I don't think it'd be worth it.
Yeah, cause people don't understand like, oh, why it's not coming out on PC? It is, but it's gonna take at least a year because you gotta see, okay, with these graphics they got going on now with GTA 6, what are the PC components for you to run those type of graphics? You know what I'm saying? What's the minimum? What's the recommendation? Like, it's gonna take a while.
People also forget that whenever it comes to optimizing games and stuff like that, consoles have one set chipsets.
Exactly.
So like you have one thing that you make something for. With PCs and stuff, you can have somebody with a graphics card from 1776 and somebody with a graphics card from 2025. Now you got to try to optimize in between those to see how do we even get to 60 FPS with this. Exactly. So like it takes a lot of work, and people forget that. because nobody's PC is exactly the same. You have somebody with the same graphics card and the same CPU, but they got a whole different motherboard set. So then you got to try to optimize for that motherboard set. Like it's completely
why I
different.
said
Everything has like a different encoder and stuff, so they have to constantly readjust for every specific customization on PC possible. Because a lot of people have custom PCs. It's not like a preset. Like a lot of people have custom PCs. So how are we going to meet everyone's individual needs with these different specs?
And that's what's going back to, like, you got to know your knowledge of, being a PC gamer. You got to have some type of knowledge going into this shit, because you just can't buy a pre-built PC thinking you can play this one game and think that shit gonna run good. Especially if you're trying to stream too, because when you're playing a game off stream, it might run good, but when you play that game while you stream at the same time on one PC, you're not gonna get the same FPS as you are when you off stream.
Even with optimizations and stuff, because I optimized the hell. I did a hell of a debloat on both of my systems, right? Both my PCs. Even with that, like people tend to forget. Not only on top of that, whenever you're streaming, you need a good internet connection. You need to at least be wired in, at least something.
Yeah, wired.
Streaming off Wi-Fi is crazy. Make sure you're wired in. You also have to take into account the bit rate and stuff like that. If I'm playing something right now at the same time with the bit rate, what exactly is going on? Oh, if I'm using OBS or Streamlabs, is my hardware encoding off or on? You got to turn that off to make sure it runs.
Right.
Then you got to make sure, on top of other things, you got to make sure if you have stream scenes and all that, make sure you turn them off whenever they're not active, whenever people don't see them, like a bunch of optimizations and all that to try to squeeze the most out of it.
And then you have other apps running into your computer that might slow your shit down. And also with certain games, it could run your CPU to a high temperature. It's going to basically shut down your PC or have like a blue screen per se.
And then updates. You got to make sure your computer can handle updates, because sometimes updates will fuck your shit up.
Yeah, people are so quick. Some people are so quick to buy a PC, they don't think about them type of shits that be going on.
Right.
And that be irking
Like
my
some things
like
you have to really look at.
I feel like everybody listening right now would be like, "Damn, do I really want to get a fucking PC now?"
I mean, that's how it comes to it. Make sure you clean your PCs out too. Like I clean my shit at least like once a week, so that shit could avoid being dusty and built in dirt and all type of shit. I don't play when it comes to my PC.
Facts.
No, bro, for sure.
But yeah, it's just, if you plan to buy a PC, just do your research. Do your research.
Yeah,
what type of
heavily.
graphics card you want to get, what type of processor, motherboard, RAM, and stuff like that. Because building a PC,
Or just get a ROG. Or just get a ROG or
That
something
too.
like
Or
that.
just get a
Yeah.
ROG.
Oh, that too.
At this point, yeah.
And some people still can complain about the price. So what the fuck you want to do about it? Like,
Don't get nothing at all then.
Exactly.
Stick to console. I don't know what else to tell you.
like,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? But yeah, gotta do your research, ladies and gentlemen, before you start buying any type of technology. So let me see here.
Absolutely.
So, so what is one project or collaboration you hoping to tackle in the near future?
Oh man, I have so many. I'm always doing projects. Like a dream one of mine though, like legit a dream one. I've been trying to do it for a while, but certain people's availability just isn't there at the moment. But I wanted to attempt to do a big collaborational video to showcase more of the Black feed creators within BlueSky, because there's a good amount. There's the creator of Blurred Sky, I know them. The creator of Blurred Life, I know the creator of Black Book Sky, Gamer Sky Club. I helped start up the whole Gamer Sky Club thing, even though they're their own thing. I want to do like a big collaborative video and showcase them within BSG and then within BlueSky itself, because it's one of those things that I feel like people should know we exist, right? And then I also want to help them in the way that, because Black Sky Gamers, we're expanding to other platforms and stuff too. I want to help them expand and stuff too, if they want to. Like it has to be something that they want, right? But number one, that's like my number one thing. I'm already doing like dream projects right now. I can't say too much, but if you're a VTuber, you have to be a Black VTuber. We got something for you that's coming, something big. But legit, I want that. I want that more than anything, because I'm so much in the mode of displaying all this blurtiness and Black creativity. Because it just seems like we just aren't doing it enough, right? And I want to use whatever small amount of influence and stuff that I have now to do that. and share that love. Because anybody that knows me or anything like that, it's all about the love for me. I don't see any competition or anything like that. Other people may. I don't see the point of the whole competition thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've told people several times before, BSG is a stepping stone and platform, which is why I encourage people to use other tags with the BSG tag and stuff with it. Like, I want it to be a stepping stone. It'd be a place where people can it can be like your nest for a while. And then whenever you're ready, you spread your wings. Maybe you think about us, maybe you don't. Um, I just want it to be a good jump off point for a lot of people. And I want to share that knowledge with all the other Black feed creators and stuff that we have. Like, I really do. And I want to showcase them.
And you mentioned it, competition, man. Why do you think there's so much competition? It should be, we should all be eating, right? We should be supporting each other. But I feel like it's competition by default. No matter how much you don't, no matter
Mhm.
how much, oh, there's no such thing as competition in the streaming space, but it really is by default.
It is, yeah.
It's a business.
So whenever I made BSG, there were several people, and I posted about it recently and stuff too. I was getting like death threats and all that. It wasn't even be from people
Fucking
that you
crazy.
think that
That's
it would be.
insane.
I was getting like death threats from other Black folk. And I was getting ever since day one of making BSG. I was
It be
getting
your
death
own
threats.
people.
Mhm.
I was getting death
Death
threats.
threats is insane. What's
By your
wrong with
own people is
people?
crazy. By your own Black people is crazy.
I've been getting death threats since day one, and the reason I've had several reasons why, and it was coming just from other Black folk. Now it wasn't. Now I ain't gonna lie, it was. I can't sugarcoat it. It was a lot. I would get like 3 nice DMs, and then 50 would just be straight death threats. But the reasons would be, at least from their perspective and standpoint, it would be some miscommunication or some misunderstanding. They'd be like, "Oh, you just do this for such and such." I was like, "No, and I don't do this for pay either." I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry." They'll apologize after. Other parts would be like because they say, "Oh, because you did it first." What do you mean by first? I don't understand this first thing. I'm not even doing this for profit or anything. Like, we just opened the BSG store, but like,
But you get to be
people,
part of the journey, though. Like, you could
Mhm.
still
yeah,
have some involvement. Just because somebody did it first, you could be one of the first to join it and help grow, within BSG. Like,
Just everybody want to
I've
be.
told people,
I just feel like
I've
people just
told
want.
people the
Oh, go ahead.
license. I'm sorry, man. I told people the license for BSG, the Black Sky Gamers thing, and the same thing that Rudy, if y'all saw whenever me and Rudy had our posts together and all that, the same thing he said. Like, if somebody wants to, absolutely, which is the beauty of Blue Sky. If somebody wanted to say make a Black Sky Gamers fuck ConflictedAirr, like, they could legitimately do it. They could legit do it right now. There's nothing I would do about it because it's a mixed license. Um, and so I've never understood it. And like, I've never done, like I said, I've never done this for profit. We just legit opened the Black Sky Gamer store.
mhm.
And all that is going straight towards the community. The whole point of having the merch and everything, the stickers and all that, is so eventually I can move the BSG server out of this closet and into its own server thing. Like, that's the whole point. Like, that's the whole point. It's never used for any personal gains. I have my own money. Like,
Mhm.
it's for the betterment of the community because I believe in this thing that I made, and that I'm making with the team and everything. It's all for that. Now, some people don't believe the genuineness because, like how you said earlier, the genuine people, it seems like we don't exist, but I'm doing this all out of the genuineness. I don't care about the funds. I don't necessarily care if the merch sells or not. It's there for fun. It's there for people can rep, and it's there to like grow us and people can know. But at the end of the day, I just want something great for us.
Just not many people are just willing to grow together. They just want to get the finished product and try to join in just like that off the rip. They ain't trying to trying to help something build. That's what's going
Mhm.
on with this Black community nowadays too. I'm sorry to say that. It is what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Bro, it hurt. Bro, it hurt, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I have tough skin, but like,
Mm-hmm.
to get 50 or so death threats based off of something that somebody has like jealousy about, it's
Mhm.
just insane.
More
And
like
I've never
envy.
gotten it.
I feel like it's more like envy more than jealousy.
Yeah,
And the fact
something like that. Yeah.
and the fact is that it's your own people, like Black people, doing them death threats is crazy. It's not even crazy to me no more because I
It's the
don't know.
fact that the whole purpose of BSG is to have a space for us, and it don't even have to be just be gaming. A lot of us are multi-talented, so we can even
Mhm.
incorporate that in BSG.
Mm.
But it's like you're literally just bashing someone rather than asking questions first, or you're just salty because you didn't come up with the idea first and you have a whole different purpose behind it that you want to use it for in your own personal regards rather than it be for the people.
Spiteful
That's
reasons.
why a lot of people are mad. Yeah.
People use that shit. People trying to
There's
do something for spiteful reasons. Be
there are
spiteful in
there are
general.
plenty of there are plenty of people that are like that. And then like I've said it myself, like the
Mhm.
team have even said it to me. They're like, it's not like you constantly promote yourself. Most of the time I'm promoting stuff
He
within
barely does.
the feed.
Yeah.
I barely promote myself. I tell people I exist. Like I'm like, hey, I'm the creator of the feed. Nice to have you. Like that's like the most that I do most of the time. But like if there's like a game night or something like that, yeah, I'll promote that. Like, but that's like
Mhm.
that's still for the benefit of the BSG channel. Like, not necessarily for me.
Yeah, that's just.
But like, it sucks. It sucks. It got to me, like it's happened since day one, but it recently got to me to where I had to like take a bit of a step back. Because it was like I got like 10 messages, like all supportive, and then I got actually 110 straight death threats back to back, and like that, I don't know why.
Wait, you said 110?
Back to back. Yep.
Get
Message
the-
after message, 110 each
Oh.
individual one.
And then
Different people, 110.
And most of them is mostly black people, right? Some of them. I'm
Yes.
not gonna say all, but some or most. What you say, like some,
Most.
most?
Most. It was most. It was most. It was like two.
Mm-mm-mm.
It was like out of 110, it was like 2, maybe 5 white people.
Damn. That's even fucking crazy. Even white people don't hate on us. It's most of our own fucking people, which is crazy.
When you make a space for your own damn people and they still ridicule you because they didn't come up with the idea because they have malicious intent, that's beyond me. So you just send somebody a fucking death threat? Like, how would you feel if that shit was you or your kid that got
Yeah.
the death threat? Like, let's really talk about it.
See,
It's definitely made me move. So I try not to even say like my own like who's involved in my personal life because of it. Because I was like, I don't want that going their way. Like I'd rather be the one that people potentially sling that at than people in my personal life. And it's like unfortunate because I would love to share like my personal life in that aspect, but like it's like I can't, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just man, crazy.
Our community needs to get it together, honestly.
They do.
But-
And it's not even outside races that hate on us. I mean, he
No,
have
it's our
some.
own.
It's our own, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's some outside people that hate us, but it's mostly we do most.
It's not as
we do
bad
most
as
of the
our own
damage.
people.
Yeah, we do most of our own damage. We do most of the
like-
damage.
We
I
have a
will
lot of
say
shit
with
to
that,
worry
though-
about with others hating us already, and then we got our own people to add to it. So it's like, really?
Yeah.
I will say with that though, it's most of the time majority positivity, and it's like that's what keeps me going because it's like a lot of people that that either thank me or thank the team or like just seeing people's posts and be like, this is a really fun place to be at. Like it's just great. Like a lot of people like tell me they've met so many people just because of the feed, and that just makes my day. And I was like, I feel great. I feel like I'm not too bad for somebody that ain't too smart.
That's how I met Conflicted, to be honest. I just posted one day on the Black Sky feed or whatever. This was before I fully knew about BSG. And then he just reposted my thing because I posted, a visual on my stream schedule, like you mentioned earlier. And then he was like, see, this is the type of stuff I like to see. Like, this is a post. And I'm like, oh, and then I peeped this page and I think he followed. And I seen he was the creator of Black Sky Gamers. And I was like, oh, cool. I was like, well, hi.
And that's how I met Shea Butter, because she's part of BSG as well. That's how I met Shea Butter. Because I think I posted on BlueSky using the tag too. And that's how I met Shea Butter. So shout out to her.
That's stuff like that I absolutely love. Like I like that because it just shows that it's working.
It's working
Mhm.
effectively. Yep.
You never know who you're going to meet.
You just got also too, when it comes to that too, you gotta be careful who you collaborate with too. 'Cause I always tell this too. All collaborations not good collaborations. I don't care what nobody says.
That's a fact. That's a
Heavily.
fact.
Like I'm not about to jump on the bandwagon just to play this game because everybody playing this game. Oh no, I'm not.
Just because it's the new wave.
Yeah,
Nope.
exactly. Like I gotta watch people's streams first to see who they collaborating with and see how their energies are. Cause like, certain people, like, how some people like to clown with people and stuff like that. You gotta get a feel of a person first before you start clowning people. Cause some people some people like you could get away with that shit, and some people just can't you just can't do that with.
Not to mention, you got to protect your brand too. That's why you have to really be cautious of who you collab with. Like a lot of us have partnerships or stuff we're trying to aim for. So you have to be mindful of not only your own representation, but who you bring onto your channel, because that affects you, because you chose to bring them on your channel. So you could look at your buddy that you decide to bring for the first time and, say it's their fault, but it's going to be on you because you didn't do your research ahead of time.
Exactly.
You didn't scope them out around different people in different environments.
Yeah, everybody using that streaming together feature too, which I don't have a problem with it. It's just that I would not be using that shit as much as have other content creators are. I mean, I understand you want to bring
Mhm.
all your communities into one shared chat, but for me personally, it could get overwhelming, especially with the number of people in your
Sometimes.
chat. Like depending on
Mhm.
who's participating in the shared chat, and depending on how many viewers they have in their chat alone, and that shit can just go crazy. I ain't gonna say like go crazy, but
Mhm.
like cause people use like different commands. You might have the same commands. Your shit's going off, their person shit's going off, and this, that, and the third, and then people talking over each other out loud as hell. And that shit, for me personally, it gets overwhelming. I said I can't. Mm-mm.
That's understandable.
Yeah. Some people be hating me like, yo, Dre, why don't you use the shared chat thing? I'm like, I do use it, but I don't really do collaboration with people like that. Outside of this podcast thing,
Mhm.
that's the closest collaboration I can get with the whole
And it,
podcast. But
and it
outside
barely
of that,
works.
yeah, it barely works too.
I feel like the only time it worked was when me, G, and Awkward did the Mario Kart stream.
hmm Yeah, I personally like I don't like again I don't mind using it, but I'm not gonna use it as much. And I remember somebody told me that I think me and Donnell was talking about it too in one of my streams. We were talking about like earlier we were talking about like if do you prefer single player games or multiplayer games. Somebody told Donnell that I don't play single player games because I don't like playing games. I don't like playing games alone. I'm like, wait, what? That shit irked my fucking soul. I'm like, I had a little crash out for him. I had a little crash out for a moment there.
It's like,
I'm
well, if you
Oh
like,
were
my
hearing my
goodness.
streams more, you would know what I actually do and don't do. So your statement's very invalid. You can go find that somebody else's stream, but you're not finding that here.
yeah,
Absolutely.
oh, I don't like playing games alone because that was the dumbest excuse ever why you don't want to play single player games because you don't like playing games alone. So you would just prefer playing like when you stream games, you ready to play with somebody streaming games. I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, it's up to you, but I'll play whatever game I want on my channel regardless.
Yeah, it's my channel.
Mhm.
I don't want to rely on another streamer to play a game with me on stream just because. Like
Another
no.
streamer won't always be there. Like I get the whole wanting to grow with the help of somebody, but at the end of the day, somebody won't always be there. You got to be able to. Your content has to be able to stand on its own. It's like whenever you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like whenever you have like a one hit wonder in the music industry,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then so they try to do more things, but it just never works out. And that
Mm-hmm.
one hit that they had happened to have collaborative features on it. Where are you whenever it comes to your own content? You
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be able like nobody else's content should be your crutch, if you get what I'm saying.
Exactly. Like you basing on your
Mm-hmm.
content on somebody else's success, on their community, on their followers, on their viewers, stuff like that. Like you basing on their shit. You wanna collaborate with that person because he got more viewers, he got more followers, and this, that, and the third. I don't see that shit. To me, I don't
They're
see that
literally
shit.
just farming at that point. They're not even
Exactly.
focused on their own thing and their own craft. They're trying to copy somebody else's craft and it's not working. Then you wonder why a lot of people quit. You didn't
Mm-hmm.
take time to
Agreed.
self-reflect and look back at your VODs or see what you can improve on rather than say, hey, what did I do wrong? It may not be something you're necessarily doing wrong. Sometimes you do need to check yourself as a content creator and say, dang, like I could tell by my face, I'm not into this game.
Because everybody
I'm
want to.
trying to please
Right.
everybody else, but not myself.
That's why
It's,
like
it's got to be the other way around. Also, to the chat, Awkward Mind says, Cam, I don't have time for you today. Awkward, I never have time for any of your shit, but I have to deal with it. So you're just going to have to deal with this.
I
Mm-mm-mm.
would I would also say if people really do want to take like the whole content creation and stuff thing serious, understand that your time is valuable, so you shouldn't be doing things that necessarily waste it. Back in the
Yeah.
gap, back in the gap, we didn't have the research tab and the analytics tab like how we do now on Twitch. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I've learned so much, and I'm telling people right now, Twitch is literally telling you what you can or you can potentially do to see some type of growth. Just go to your research tab in your Twitch dashboard. look up the game that you want, and then you can see the exact numbers, and you can legit. It gives you a visualization. It didn't have it at that point. At one point, Twitch had the worst analytical features of any site. It was like trying to read fucking Egyptian hieroglyphs, but now it's almost as simple as plain day. But legit, YouTube has the best one by far because you see exact demographics and stuff.
Yeah.
Twitch's isn't bad either now because now you can see exactly where people are coming from, like 100%, and the demographics along with it. You can do the same thing for TikTok, all that. Make sure you actually take your time and you read those and you look at them and you analyze them. Because like I said, I'm very data driven. Now do I go against data at times? Yes, I do it a lot. But I'm very data driven and I make sure I try to do what's as optimal as possible whenever it comes to trying to grow. Because your burnout and stuff comes from doing things against the grain and it doesn't benefit you. You can go against the grain if it benefits you, but there's no reason to go against the grain and it doesn't benefit you. And if Twitch is giving you these numbers and is telling you these things and is saying, hey, you should try this or look at this, chances are you should probably do it whenever it comes to it.
My personal favorite when it comes to like burnout, when people say they're getting burned out, is when the fact they're trying to push for partner on Twitch. Like when people say they're about to push for partner on Twitch, some I ain't gonna say most, but some of them usually stop streaming from there because sometimes their numbers are not up there as what they think it is.
Well, it's not a logistical push. Meaning by they want to push for partner, but their CCV is like 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the unrealistic standards and expectations.
Very, very, very unrealistic. And of course you're gonna burn out. Because if your CCV is 3 and you need a CCV of 75.
And you focus on just the viewers itself, then you're gonna get burned out. That's why I just focus on just streaming, focus on Minecraft, building my community, like Awkward said, and just if partner comes to it, then it comes. I'm not rushing to that shit. I'm not.
Yeah.
Like I don't see like okay, and even if you do get to partner, what now? Like you get a check mark.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You get a check mark, but then you also get a check mark, but then you also get some credit. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, you can start doing bounties at that point, and that's like a really crazy money making opportunity. Bounties are crazy. But you get a check mark. You get a check mark. You get to get certain exclusive things, right? But at the end of the day, now that you have that check mark and everything, and you've reached that partner status, now people have an expectation of the type of content that they want, like the quality wise.
Exactly.
Are you ready? Are you ready for that? One of the best advices I've ever gotten was from the Purple Sharpie. I love PlayStation Ambassador. We play PSO2 together and all that. The Purple Sharpie, if y'all don't know, y'all need to look her up. I love her to death. The best thing she ever told me, and I was extremely small at that point, and this is somebody who, again, 75K plus followers and stuff, but me and her are friends. The best thing she told me was that, are you prepared for whenever lightning strikes? At the time, me trying to do what I was trying to do, and things were happening. I was not prepared for whenever lightning strikes. Her telling me that made me like lock in, understand like, okay, yeah, you got to slow the roll down a little bit, Cap. Because now people are gonna start expecting a lot more. They're gonna categorize you in every other partner's, like in the same way of every other partner streamer. Look at any other partner streamer. They have good quality. Like they have good quality, or they're doing something that vastly different. Now all their partner streamers that don't really do anything that different, yeah, but there's still something there that keeps people there, and they got partnered for a reason. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Can you still maintain the content you was doing before you became partner? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like are you going to switch up now because you got a check mark next to your name, or are you going to be that same OG that you were that I first met before you even hit affiliate? Like, are you still going to be the same and try to retain your community?
Now I've seen people hit partner, and I don't see them stream as much. Like they stream once every blue moon nowadays, but you don't see them stream like how they was before they became partner.
Them being partner gave them, because you do get more opportunities whenever you become partner. Like I said, bounties is one thing. That's like bounties is like one of the number one reasons people try to get partner is because of the bounties. I can't totally explain bounties in essence. I've had it explained to me by somebody else that's partnered, but like the
like a
nuances
split
of it is you get your 730 split, but then you get extra opportunities on top of it whenever you do stream. And whenever you don't stream, you still have even more opportunities because it's like different opportunities that come out from like emails and stuff like that. So like that's almost like you can completely not stream again if you don't want to, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's like a whole different ballpark.
And I mentioned, I mean, you mentioned earlier about gatekeeping. I should have asked you this question before. How do you think that certain things should be gatekeep or no?
This isn't a tough question, but it is a tough question. So a lot of the things that I do now, whenever it comes to like video threads and teaching people how to do things, is because I was gatekept. Um, is there any? I can't really think of anything that should be gatekept unless it's like something personal.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll give an example. I'll give an example. I don't know if anybody knows like Nutty, if you remember Nutty
Yeah,
or anything
yeah,
like that.
I
Yeah.
know him.
So technically, you can count what he does, what he for like people that pay for his stuff and all that as gatekeeping, and he doesn't release it until like months later. He gives the pay people and stuff their things first.
Early access
Mhm.
stuff.
Because like basically early, you can count that as gatekeeping in a sense because it's he basically has to tweak certain things to make sure they work, if it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't get what I'm saying. Like gives them the early access, but he's also actively tweaking it, and he just doesn't give it to everybody else at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until like maybe a month or so, 2 months later. In essence, no, there really isn't anything that should be gatekept. But if it's something personal like that, you understand, like I'm gatekeeping this because I have to make sure this absolutely 100% works, and I need people to test this.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever it's in a workable state, okay, here comes my video about it, completely free to download for everybody, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
even if it's just a paid thing, like that's just like his thing. But whenever it comes to how to do a certain thing or something like that, in essence of like, oh, conflicted, how'd you do that 3D effect and stuff like that? Something like that shouldn't be gatekept because I'm not getting anything from that. I didn't even make the 3D effect. If somebody really wants to, they could look it up and then they could just download it on their own. It's like completely free in OBS. Like something like that. No, you shouldn't gatekeep that because it's already obtainable knowledge. What are you gatekeeping it for? Somebody's gonna find it out regardless. Like it
Again,
doesn't make
being
sense.
spiteful. Again, just being spiteful.
hmm You're not. It's not gonna stop you from. It's not gonna make somebody one up you. If somebody just happens to do better with said thing, because they just happen
Mhm.
to do something slightly better than you, it's not because you gave them that information.
Mm-hmm.
Just self-evaluate and look, what am I doing that isn't quite up to par? In essence, though, no, I don't like gatekeeping because I started my journey based off of somebody gatekeeping. So no, I don't like it at all.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
like
like
it
for
either.
example, recently, like a lot of us have been hitting, the hot topic partner thing, and I've
Yeah.
seen like others posting about it, but nobody posting the application. And I'm like, you know what? Like, because I wanted to see how it works first before I publish it. Like, okay, like is this legit? Like, I kind of have to test it out myself first. So I only get kept for like maybe half a day. And then I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, okay, they get back to you within reasonable time, and here's the application right here. So I was like, you know what? Hell, join me. Let's all shop from each other's storefronts. So I posted and I said, for those who want to join, here's the application. I do not gatekeep. Sign up.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And so
That's
many
how I
people
learned.
have thanked me for it. Like, oh my goodness, I couldn't find it and this and that. Because it was kind of finicky for me to find it after I applied. But pull on some
Yeah.
strings, I got it.
Right.
Shout out to Lex. She helped me out
Yeah,
find
shout
out
out to
about the whole
Lex.
partner program thing with
Yes.
Hot
You're
Topic.
welcome. You're welcome. We support over here.
I don't know what is even the point of that level of gatekeeping though. Like I don't, because it's so spiteful and
It is.
It
malicious.
really
Like
is.
It is, yeah.
Because you don't want nobody to one up you like you said earlier. Like you just said. You don't want nobody to one up you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It happens.
why do we even care about being one? I have a video coming out about like a certain topic, right? But why do we even care about being like one upped? Like things happen
Because
for a reason. Like
well,
Yeah.
things
because
happen for a reason.
yeah.
Like
I don't know why.
A
That's
lot of greed incorporates a lot of people and ego, you know. It's
yeah.
just it is what it is for a lot of people, it's things in the streaming culture, the music culture, the sports, everything. People just want to be on top and people don't want to be,
Mm-hmm.
felt like they're being one upped because it hits their ego. Some people don't care. But
it's a
and I
sad
think
thing.
those are
It's
the
a
people
sad
who
thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
but those are the
That
people
lightning
who are the
strike.
most successful, yeah.
I
It's
don't
so
know.
miserable though, man. Like it's so miserable.
It
It's
Yeah,
really
it
is.
so
is.
miserable. I
It
will
really.
never be upset. I will never be upset if
Right.
somebody did something like equivalent to BSG and it happened to be better than what I happen to already have set in place. I'd want to learn. Like shit. Why? That's it. All I want to do is just learn. I wouldn't. I don't know. I guess I'm very laxed about it. I don't like the maliciousness, right? That tends to
Yeah.
foster around.
I mean, I would love to learn too, but sometimes I rather learn from my damn self at the end of the day because I can't wait for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Someone want to
Hmm.
teach you something, they want to take their sweet little time to teach you how to do X,
Yeah.
Y, and Z. At this point, I rather learn from my fucking self. And if I have questions stuff like that, I'll ask somebody. You know, I don't
See,
Hmm.
but
like.
that's how you know people are being spiteful though. When they're dragging their feet and you're relying on them for help, that's because they don't want to see you shine the same way they did.
It could
Everyone
be
gets a
the
different journey, some faster than others.
it could be the simplest shit ever. Like it could be the
Yeah,
Yeah.
simplest shit, and people still being spiteful for that. For what
maybe
reason?
over
I don't
something
know.
so little.
Yeah, this is why I don't like having a big community per se because when you have too many people within the community, there's more jealousy around. You might not even see it because like I said, it's a big community. You might not see it, but if you have like a smaller community, you could kind of see it in a way. So you just gotta. Not saying that you can't build a community. You could build a community however you want. Just know that the bigger the community you have, the more people that might be jealous, if not you, than other people.
The more
Right.
haters that come along the way.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So I got some rapid fire questions for you, Conflicted.
Okay.
Favorite game of all time?
Easily World of Warcraft.
I bet. A piece of tech you can't live without.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say my phone because I've been doing a lot of work on my phone. Like, don't underestimate the power of your phone. A lot of the thumbnails I post, I made on my phone. So definitely my phone. I can't even lie to you.
All right. So one underrated creator everyone should follow.
Is he underrated now? He's doing pretty good, but Stroop Waffle, 100% Stroop Waffle.
Stroop Waffle. Okay.
Dude is not only another black creator, but he's a black creator talking about some very important topics and some very important things in the gaming space. And he is amazing at what he does. I got to talk to him for a little bit, and I can't wait to do my interview with him. He is really recently blown up, and he's doing really big, great things.
All right, bet. Let's see. All right. First game that made you fall in love with gaming.
100% World of Warcraft again. Just being able to interact with millions of people at one time and trade with them, do raids, dungeons, playing with somebody from a whole different part of the world, absolutely insane. Never again will there be another initial experience like the initial experience of WoW. It's just insane.
All right, last one. In one word, how would you describe your creative journey so far?
Conflicted.
Conflicted, just like your name. Okay, good answer. Good answer. All right, got a couple more questions for you before we end this interview. So, looking back on your journey so far, what moment are you most proud of?
So far, the moment that I'm most proud of has to 100% be the making of BSG because having people from different parts of the country, even at times the world, that look like you and me, speak about their experiences, post their gaming clips, talk about gaming in general, anime, cosplay, everything like that, and recognize that we aren't alone and we do exist in this space has been an absolute eye opening and hell of a blessing of an experience.
Okay, okay. And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I would tell myself, despite everything that you're going through and this part of your life, you're gonna do some great things, man. And you might not have it all now, but you'll have so much more than you can possibly think. Right now, you're going through so much in your life. You're battered, you're bruised, you're abused. You're going from home to home, but
Hmm.
all this will just make a greater person and a greater man.
That's a good answer. That's
That's
a
a
good
good
answer.
answer. Yeah.
Definitely a good answer right there. I like that one. I like that one right there. So, what's the biggest lesson streaming and content creation has taught you about yourself?
The biggest lesson streaming and content creation has taught me about myself is the act of self-reflection doesn't mean that you aren't it. You're self-reflecting to improve. and be better, not only for the people that you are trying to make a community for, but better for yourself in general. And you're moving out of those comfort zones, and the continuation of the self-reflection and the deconstruction of what it is you do will only make you that much more of a amazing creator that people can actually get behind and say, hey, I'm proud to be a part of this guy's community.
Right. That's good to hear. Definitely good to hear. And this is my last one right here before I let my co-host ask you any final questions. So, what's next for you in the upcoming months or into like 2026?
Oh man. So what is up for me in the next coming months of 2026? I do have another big project that I'm doing with another feed creator that I can't speak too much on, right? Um, I am also expanding BSG to other platforms, so be on the lookout for that. Adding more stuff into the Black Sky Gamers store based upon community feedback and incorporating the community within not only the store but the website also, which we kind of already did. And I'm also going to try to get back on my gaming journalism bag, and I'm going to be going more places, doing more interviews and all that, going to more of these conventions, which would be a first time for me. So again, my comfort zone type of thing. Those would be the biggest things.
And speaking about conventions, which is like this, you never been to one before, right?
Have been to zero conventions, not a gaming convention, not a DreamCon, anything.
Must have got a question.
That was actually going to be my question. What conventions do you have in mind that you're interested in going to?
I would like to go to DreamCon so Comblickle can shake his blickle. I would like to. I would
That's a good way
like
to put it.
I would also like to go to DreamHack and just PAX, everything like that, to get more hands-on experience into an industry that I absolutely love and do the best that I absolutely can. Because I feel like I'm missing out on that factor, being that that's one of the things as a creator and as somebody that wants to be a respectable gaming journalist and things like that. I need to have my face there. I need to actually be there, and I can't really speak too much on them because I don't have that experience of them.
So, which DreamHack? The one in Dallas or the one in Atlanta? Because I know there's two different ones.
So I was thinking about the one in Atlanta in October.
Okay. Okay. I remember
But Dallas would be closer for me. Dallas would be closer because I'm from Louisiana. I live in Louisiana. So
Okay. 'Cause I know.
Nice, nice. My family's from Louisiana.
Same.
okay, hold on. What part of Louisiana, Shaq? What part of Louisiana?
Monroe, West Monroe.
Oh,
From
they
the
man,
north.
they live in Arkansas. What you mean?
That's the north.
Yeah,
Arkansas
they
is
live in
crazy. Don't do us.
they
Don't
live
do
they
us.
live they live in Arkansas, Shaq. But
They
I'm
don't
from
live in
I,
Arkansas.
I don't care about doxing myself in that aspect. I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana. I was born in East Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I'm from Boosie Town because he from East Baton Rouge. But Lafayette, Louisiana is my home. So
All right. So, y'all got any questions for Conflicted?
So conflicted. Quick question. You're really into
mhm.
MMOs. Is there any new MMO coming out? Because I don't really have any information on the genre. Is there
Ooh.
a new one you're looking forward to, or?
Oh man, there's a bunch of new MMOs coming out. We had Chrono Odyssey. We did the Chrono Odyssey thing live. That can either be hit or miss. We still have Final Fantasy 14 that just had its most recent patches. That's like brand new stuff that's coming.
Yeah, that game's been going
Destiny.
on since like what, 2013, 2012? I was in high
Something around
school.
that time, yeah. Something around that time.
Final Fantasy 14 is a success story whenever it comes to MMOs, actually, because the game initially shut down and came back within a year. MMOs are the most profitable, but yet most dangerous games to make because they take a minimum of 5 years, max 10 years plus at times to be created, and you have such a hit or miss market. Within 5 to 10 years, trends and things change drastically. So,
Mhm. Oh, have you tried? Ever heard of this game called Dune Awakening?
yes.
Have you played it yet, or nah? Not your cup of tea.
Yeah, I've played it. Dune Awakening is one of those MMOs because MMO is very broad, right? Because technically you can count Grand Theft Auto 5 as an MMO, believe it or not, because anything that's massively multiplayer and online is an MMO. The specifics, though, there's like MMORPGs, MMO lights, Destiny being an MMO light that most people know that it's an MMO light. But yeah, Dune Awakening is an MMO because you have your open world stuff and then you have your survival elements that are tagged on with it.
All right, so Aquamind's got a question for you. He says, "What is one thing you want people to take from BSG as far as growth?"
One thing I want people to take from BSG as far as growth, like, what do you mean, like to help them grow from BSG, or just take in general, like from my BSG journey? Because if you mean it by that, uh, I would say always do your research whenever you're trying to grow. And if you're going to make a community, something like BSG, or even just for yourself, for your own private, for your own privateness and stuff, understand what the word community means.
Oh, he's saying in
Don't just
general.
do it to do it. Yeah, in general, just understand what community means and listen to your community, so then it grows in the proper ways.
All right. Any other questions?
Yeah. With you being so busy and having all of these things that you do online, what is your favorite way to unplug and relax and give yourself some self-care?
Oh, easy. I either go to the gym, or being that I'm from Louisiana, I go to the gym and then get good food.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What kind of good food you talking about here, sir?
So I'm whenever I say I'm Louisiana to the core, big dog. Like, when I mean by that, I'm eating the foods that people don't have no recollection of. I'm talking about the crawfish étouffée, the boudin, the catfish couillon.
I love
I'm eating all
boudin.
that.
I
Okay.
love boudin.
All right. All
Boudin
right.
is
All right.
amazing.
I always want to try their food, Louisiana food out there one day. Hopefully one day. Need to try out their food.
You never know, man. You never know. You might run into me and I might make you some catfish couillon.
I bet. I know Zion Williamson like their food out there, and the one way he can't play as much out there in New Orleans.
Listen, New Orleans is different than where I'm from. I'm gonna let you know, Mr. Chime Time dragged New Orleans to the ground for a reason. That food nasty. But listen,
I didn't
that food
really.
nasty.
I liked the ruby slipper when I went out there. I didn't really enjoy like the
Whoa,
other
whoa,
food that
whoa,
I
whoa,
had.
whoa. You went to where? You went to Ruby
Ru-
Slipper and where?
In New Orleans.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You beat out of that. I'm sorry, Shay. You wasted some money, Shay.
It's good. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy the other food that I had down there though. Like I had like some street corn, like that was cool. But like the other food, the gumbo that I had made me so sad. I was so sad.
Because you got it
So
from New
sad.
Orleans. And New Orleans is people gotta understand. New Orleans is your place, is for your tourists. You want to get some good food, you come to Lafayette. That's where you got the maman, the papa, you got the people from the generations, like, making the good food. You think you don't like alligator? Come to Lafayette, eat some alligator. You gonna think that's the best thing in the world. I ain't gonna lie to you.
There ain't shit else to do in Lafayette.
Who said that?
Me.
Uh-oh.
Cam. Cam.
Uh-oh.
Cam.
What I'm saying,
Cam.
the food is amazing. The food is
Oh,
amazing.
okay. As long as you say that. If you say we ain't got shit,
No, the
that's
food
all
is
right.
amazing. I'm
But
just
you got-
saying. I'm just saying, ain't nothing else to do there besides eat great food. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, we got some infrastructure that's coming. We getting a river walk like in San Antonio. We got some infrastructure,
get-
big dog.
Well, I've been to Kima and shit all more times than I got fingers and toes. Talking about a
Oh my
boardwalk.
god.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
All right, so
That's
awkward.
crazy.
So awkward got another question for you on conflicted. If you watch anime,
Go ahead, Bobby.
if you watch anime, what are your top three? And I'm assuming
So I started off my
I'm assuming it's I'm just assuming it's One Piece, right? 'Cause you got the straw hat right there.
Awkward.
Right?
Chill. I don't like that emote.
the One
Got
Piece
you at gunpoint.
the One Piece hat is just there for decorations. I really do like One Piece, but it's not my top three. I started off old school in my anime journey. So Sailor Moon, Fist of the North Star, and what's my third one? Oh, Baki. I like Baki a lot. Those are like my top three.
Okay, so I do have one more question. So for those who, for our people of color, for BSG, for those who are interested in becoming part of BSG, whether it's joining the Discord or somehow getting their involvement, what
Mhm.
are the ways they can go about doing that?
Oh, being involved is easy. All you gotta do is just use hashtag Black Sky Gamers across all platforms now. And there's a reason why I'm saying all platforms. Not just Blue Sky, right? But I encourage you highly to not just use it by itself. I made Black Sky Gamers to be used in combination with other tags for a reason. That's how it's at its best. Can it stand on its own now? Absolutely. But if you want to be a part of BSG, you list legit. You don't have to worry about buying merch, anything like that. That's not the requirement, right? Because I told y'all before, it's not about the funds. Just use hashtag Black Sky Gamers whenever you post anything blurty, gaming related, cosplay related, anything like that. Even if you just want to say, hey, you can just do hashtag Black Sky Gamers. It doesn't matter. I do recommend though, if you want to keep up with the feed and stuff on Blue Sky, you pin the feed and you like the feed. That's it. And when it comes to the Discord, all you got to do is go to discord.gg/Black Sky Gamers and you just pull in an application. We do have to review you because not all skin folk are kinfolk, right? We talked about that a little bit earlier. But we got to review you. Whether people like it or not, we have to. We got to know what type of person's coming in here.
And that's
we
justifiably.
Not everybody is, not every place is meant for everybody, and that's okay. We've had people leave the server. We've had people do all kind of things, right? And it's never any hard feelings. But Lex, you came in during the time whenever we were doing like beta phases and waves of letting people in. And now with us being open and stuff like that, the application system has been the best way for us to get a feel of who's there. And not everybody gets approved. It's just a matter of fact. Not everybody gets
That's why I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't. When I saw it, I was like, "Oh, it's an application." I was like, "Yeah, never mind."
No, you should definitely apply because you're not a bad person. We just review accounts. It's just something that we do.
That's reasonable though. Definitely justifiable.
That's incredibly reasonable.
Exactly.
Because whenever you have completely open servers and stuff like that, you can have rules and stuff in place, which we do have rules and all that. Whenever you have an open server that people can just join, you have a lot of issues. You
Exactly. All right. 2 more questions. So, where can people find and follow your work online?
So, if they want to see exactly what it is that I do in and out of the pickle suit, there's several places that you can follow me. You can check me out at ConflictedAirr TV on YouTube, which I'll start to be more active on. I do have a TikTok, ConflictedAirr TTV. Of course, Twitch, just ConflictedAirr. BlueSky, ConflictedAirr. TTV. I forgot the whole blue. It's like .bsky.social.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I totally forget it, right? And that's basically majority of where you can find me, to be honest.
All right. And before we signed off, is there anything you want to say directly to our audience right here on the JungleCast Podcast?
I love each and every single one of you as you listen to my terrible ramblings and my nerdiness. I can't help it. But seriously, though, I've been wanting to be on this podcast for a while. Hopefully, I'll get back on it. Every single person here, and if you aren't following any person that's here already, any of the hosts or anything like that, you're absolutely wrong. This has been a great experience. And ultimately, I want everybody here to know I appreciate y'all. Keep doing everything that y'all do and be safe out there.
Thank you very much, Conflicted. We really appreciate that, man. So I want to thank you for the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro, y'all all are amazing.
Thank you. I'm surprised you're still doing this till like what, a year and a half now. For me.
Yeah.
For real. Well, Conflicted, appreciate you stopping by as always, man. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us and telling us your story and stuff like that. We really appreciate you coming by.
Y'all don't be no strangers just because I'm here. Y'all can always talk to me. I'm talking to every single one of y'all hosts. If y'all need anything, let me know. I'm being serious.
All right, man. We got you, man.
That.
All right,
Absolutely.
got you. All right, man. Peace.
Peace.